The first subject is health. Can I have somebody in that? Andy Parsons.
That's one hell of a gingerbread man, isn't it? According to my doctor, she was saying that I've got an underactive thyroid. She said one of the symptoms of this was lifeless hair. I said I may have had this for a while. Doctor said I was borderline overweight. I said, surely that also means I'm borderline ideal. She said apparently they're using testosterone injections in men to help them control their weight. And I was getting, you know, if you are full of testosterone, you know, chances are if you do see a donut, you'll rather more try and shag it than eat it. And apparently bald people, what they're saying in new research is that bald people aren't in fact bald, their hair is just sleeping. Which is definitely going to come as a shock when Wayne Rooney's hair wakes up and finds somebody else just moved in.
Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. OK, let's spin the wheel again. The next subject is parties. Who wants to come in that? Josh Whittaker.
Looks like an exciting party, doesn't it? I got invited recently to a thing called a traffic lights party. I don't know if you've been invited to one of these. What it is, if you haven't been, it's a party for single people, and it is the bleakest thing humanity has ever done. It's a party where you go wearing the colour of a traffic light, depending on your availability to sleep with a stranger. So you wear red if you're not available, orange if it's a maybe, and green if you have absolutely no self-respect at all. I didn't go because I'm a driver, I know how traffic lights work, I know how that party's going to end. It's going to end with one girl stood in green, and then a queue of men with me at the back, slowly pushing forward, going, please be still green when I get there. Please be still green when I get there. Also, I'm a driver, I've driven with people. When they see orange, they'll just go, well, that's essentially green if I go out fast enough, isn't it? Who is wearing red to a traffic light party? If you're wearing red, you do not need to go to a traffic light party. What are your other options? Turning up at A&E and going, no, I'm fine, I just want to watch the carnage of others. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, well done, Josh. So that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. Topic is history.
(348 BC). The breakfast cereal Frosties is invented by Alexander the Great. 303 AD. St. George slays the dragon with his new invention, the sword. The other dragons offer him all the money for 20% of the company. 1896. H.G. Wells publishes the book The Time Machine. 1897. H.G. Wells writes the book The Time Machine. 2400 BC. The Chinese merchant Zhang Zhou, the man who discovered gunpowder, is buried on the outskirts of Peking, western Shanghai, and parts of Nepal. 1571. You have no new messages. And finally, 3642 AD. H.G. Wells is born.
Thank you very much. Well done. Points there for Milton Jones. The first subject is showbiz. Who wants to come in that? Miles Job.
Well, what can I tell you about show business? Almost nothing. No, in fact, it's very nice to see an audience. To be perfectly honest, that's not always been the case. I remember doing a gig about 12 years ago in Edinburgh. I was doing a gig one night, and there was one person in the audience. The entire audience was made up of one person, right? And in those days, I was in a double act, right? if you're in an opera or something and you and the orchestra outnumber the audience, there is possibly some dignity involved. If you're in a double act and you outnumber the audience, that is pretty much the bleakest thing that can happen, right? But we went for it because we were young and keen. Jupp and George, we were called. He's a policeman now, no longer allowed to be amusing. We were going for it. It was actually going all right, but after about 5 minutes, the audience... he put his hand up, and we said, you know, what is it, Joe? He said, I'm really sorry to do this to you, but I have to go to the lavatory. We had to wait for him to come back.
All right, let's spin the wheel again. Next subject is nightclubs. Who wants to come in on that? Nathan.
Yes, so, nightclubs. I've got to a stage in my life now where I'm not kind of a fan of nightclubs anymore. Like, little things about nightclubs annoy me, like nightclub bouncers, for example. You know, you get those big, massive guys who take their job a bit too seriously, you know. They stand out in front going, no, you can't come in, you can't come in, yeah? I said so, yeah? I'm here because I'm the boss, all right? I'm here because I'm the boss. It's like, no, you're here because you haven't got any qualifications, man. Don't get it twisted. Of course, I don't say that to his face, because I'm not dumb, you know. I've got qualifications. The biggest reason, though, why I don't like nightclubs is because I don't operate well in nightclubs. Like, you know, like approaching women, for example. Like, I've got something in me that in nightclubs doesn't work. It's called manners. One time I was doing this gig, right? It was this out-of-town gig. I was staying over for the night, so I thought, you know what, I'll go to a nightclub, you know, check out the local nightlife. I'm in the club, I see this nice girl, very attractive, so I thought, OK, you know what, I'll approach her, right? So I walked up to her and went, hey, how you doing, you all right? You having a good night? And she went, idiot, no, you're trying to shut me up, yeah? Get me rotted, face, what are you doing, man? I'm like, I'm going to talk to you, man. Get me rotted, face, idiot. I was like, what the hell? Listen, look, calm down. Look, firstly, all I did was say hello, trying to make polite conversation. And secondly, you're a white girl in a nightclub in Cornwall.
Thank you very much, Nathan. So that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And relationships.
Sorry. That does actually look like me and my girlfriend. So that's apparently, in Norfolk, the marriage guidance service is called Related. My girlfriend says I'm not very romantic. The other day we were kissing on the sofa. She said, how about we take this into the bedroom? I said, OK, you get the other end. When she suggested we try playing doctors and nurses, I was really hoping for something sexier than being left in a corridor for 2 days. My girlfriend and I are trying for a baby. Her mom's agreed to help out, just till I get hard. She's going to see that on telly as well, and that's terrible. They always say you'll find the love of your life when you're not really looking, which was true, but by then I'd run her over. I've been trying to persuade my girlfriend to sexually stimulate me with her keyring, but she just keeps fobbing me off, so... When I heard you could now be a sperm donor by post, I came in a jiffy. I went to a swingers club. The doorman goes, it's £15 to get in, or you can pay £20. That includes a meal. I paid £20. I went in. This oiled, naked guy comes up to me and goes, hello, my name's Emil. I once had a one-night stand and I didn't get an erection. That isn't cool. Luckily, the woman I was with was really understanding and she just said, don't worry, that used to happen to me. Thank you.
Well done. Aim that round. Points going to go to the lady. Come on back. The first subject is parenting. Who wants to come in on that? Avivida.
I'm a parent, and no one ever actually prepares you properly for being a parent. They give you some books about what's going to happen to your body, how the baby's going to grow. When I find out nowadays if any of my friends are actually going to have a child, the only book I give them is We Need to Talk About Kevin. Because I'm not going to lie to you, it hasn't really worked out for me. I can kind of tell how old people's kids are by the enthusiasm in their answer if you ask if they've got kids. Because if they go, yeah, I've got kids, you can tell the kids are still quite young. They haven't had time for the hate to really kick in. So having a daughter and having a son, I've actually worked out why you men are so messed up. And what it is, right, is because my son, he talks quite a lot. He rabbits on a lot. And the other day he was going, Mum, Mum, and I just went, shut up, or else I'll knock you out. And he turned round to me and he went, Mum, I'd like to see you try. So I tried. I had to see if the joke would work. And I realised, because my son, he's the same height as me now, he plays county-level rugby, he's actually stronger than me. And I realised, gosh, I actually can't physically hurt this boy. So I sat there and I thought about it, and it was at that point I realised, oh, my gosh, I'm going to have to mess him up psychologically. And that is what we do.
Thank you very much, Dara. OK, the next subject, please. Let's spin the wheel. Next subject is science. Who wants to come in that? Chris Patterson.
I'll tell you the problem with science, right? The problem with science is it refuses to speak the language of those of us who don't understand science, right? Even when it's the job of science to be talking to us numpties, it can't bring itself to speak as we do. Pick up a packet of paracetamol, right? Look at the instructions on the back of that. It says, for the treatment of neuralgia, fibrositis, muscular, whatever. We don't talk like that. If that talked anything like us, that would say, for the treatment of the worst headache I've ever had in my life. A pain in my side, I'm sure actually is cancer this time. My wife's had to help me out of the car. It's coming out of both ends like someone's hit a pan of chocolat with a mallet. That is how we talk, right? But it doesn't. We can't tell what's actually science and what is some hokey nonsense dressed up as science to, you know, entice us in. That's why cosmetics companies, whenever they bring out a new thickness of goop, right, they give it a kind of sciencey name so we'll be all dazzled. Nivea DN Age. OF off. Right? Avon's new cream is called a Nugenics. What? A Nugenics, right? That's been through marketing, that's been through focus groups, design. Did nobody at any point go, a Nugenics? You don't think that sounds a bit Third Reich-y, maybe? What next? New pro-genocide, now with anti-Semitox. Sandra, can I borrow your ethnic cleanser?
Well done, Chris Patterson. And that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is the USA.
So I've just come back from America, apparently. While I was there, I saw one of those very, 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 very large Americans. He said he fitted kitchens. I said, I bet you don't. I went up to this girl, I said, what's your name? She said, Chantal. I said, well, if you're not going to tell me your name... I said, what do you do for a living? She said, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. I said, I hope you're not a travel agent. When I was in America, I bought tickets for the Bears versus the Cowboys. Bit of a disappointment. I want to see Bears versus Cowboys. And then I bought tickets for the Giants versus the Jets. Another missed opportunity. And I bought tickets for the Packers versus the Dolphins. Get in the box, get in the box.
Thank you very much. Points for everyone there. Let's all sit back. Come on. First subject is the North-South divide. How?
The North-South divide, yes. I believe we should build a wall and make it official. I do. Obviously, you know, Northerners can build it. Well, pay for it. But it's all built on stereotypes. The assumptions are all... It's all built on stereotypes. Like, I have relatives in Grimsby who come to London and look for London to fulfil its stereotype. So they walk round going, oh, it's so unfriendly, no one chats to each other. And I say to them, why this constant need to chat? In Grimsby. I said to them, there was a little less chat and a bit more reading. Grimsby could be a cultural and economic superpower, it really could. The assumption is ridiculous, though. The assumption that everybody down south is rich is unfair. Like London, yes, very wealthy city. It's also got the biggest concentration of poverty in the UK is in London. That's a fact. Not me, thank God. God, no. Don't be silly. No. This goes tits up. Mummy bails me out. But, see, maybe that's why I've got a thing about this, because I am from a very middle-class southern family, and I am a bit of a middle-class southern twat. You know, we're one of those families that meet and everything is lovely. It's like, so how are you? Are you well? Yes, I'm lovely. Are you lovely? I'm lovely too. But we're not really lovely. We can't do confrontation, the middle classes. That's why you never see us on the Jeremy Kyle show. Ever. She's sleeping with your best mate! Well, obviously, I'm not happy about it, Jeremy. It'd be rubbish, wouldn't it? They're having a baby, she stole money off you to buy drugs. She is a bit of a character, isn't she?
Thank you very much, Hal. Well done. Now we're left with Josh. Let's see what you have. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is the home. Josh Whittaker.
My flatmate is kind of filling our kitchen full of all the kind of pointless things my mum has in her home now. I don't know if you've got... We've just got this tea bag saucer, the saucer for tea bags. It's a very useful item. If you haven't got it, what it is, it's a saucer that you keep halfway between your kettle and your bin. It's basically for when you make a cup of tea and then you get the tea bag, look across at the bin and go... I mean, that's a journey, isn't it? I mean, that's 3 or 4 yards. I mean, I need a stop-off. That's like driving to Leeds. I could drive timeless. Then you walk halfway, put your tea bag down, go back, pick up your cup of tea and walk past the bin and out the kitchen. All we've done is create a kind of tea bag death row. That's all we've done. We've got our tea bag sauce on our breakfast bar. If you haven't got a breakfast bar, what it is, it's an extra yard of sideboard. And it's for eating your breakfast. It's when you wake up in the morning, you want to eat your breakfast, but you think, bloody hell, it's too early for a table, isn't it? I mean, I can't handle one of them until lunchtime. I mean, what I want is something slightly higher and less comfortable. That's what I'm looking for here. There's one thing I don't want to eat at 8 a.m. It's a bar. That is the reason I feel so shit in the first place.
Well done to both of you. At the end of that round, points to both of you. Come on back. And the first topic is travel. Who wants to come into that? Chris?
Hi. Don't know what's happening. It's all different on the telly. I take public transport quite a lot doing this job. I'm not a fan. I don't really like being in public, walking around. It's nothing... I don't get normal things in public when I'm walking along. I don't get normal interactions. I don't get, excuse me, sir, what time is it? Excuse me, where's the train station? I get, like, do you like leaves? Like... I could write a book on it, right? Another thing is, as a northerner, people said to me before I came to London to do work and stuff, people said, oh, the tube. Oh, the tube's awful. No one talks. No one talks. Good. That's brilliant. I don't want nutters on public transport telling us what they've had for their breakfast, right? I want to be left alone. You know, the tube, if you've never been on the tube, come to London just to go on the tube. It's an incredible experience. No one, literally, silence. It's amazing. Someone could just burst into flames on the tube, and all you get is one man looking up from a Kindle going, prick. So all you get. Even the person who was in flames would just be quietly going, excuse me, can I just squeeze past? I'm very sorry. I don't mean to cause a fuss, but I'm in zone 8 and my oyster card's melting. I'm very sorry.
Good man, Chris. Well done. OK, that leaves us with Rob. Let's see what you've got. Let's spin the wheel again. And the topic is class. Stuck with it. You're stuck with it.
Yeah, I'm working class. If you're not sure, there's a little test you can do to see if you're working class or not. You're normally working class if your television is bigger than your bookcase. That's how it works. Like, in my mum's house, big 50-inch plasma on the wall, little Billy bookcase from IKEA next to it. DVDs on it normally. That's how it works. The thing is that my girlfriend's very middle class. That's a problem. She used to be upper class, but we're together now. Her sister has got a boyfriend, right, called Rupert. Rupert. As in the name. I'm not having a go. It's a decent name. I just never thought I'd meet one. I was in the pub with him. Rupert, do you want another Malbec? What's happened to me? And the thing is, though, like, when they go around their house, right, they like in my house, growing up, Saturday night, you'd have dinner on your lap watching You've Been Framed, right? Bit of a chavvy way to have your dinner. That's what we used to do. You go around their house, you sit in the conservatory, you have wine, talk about politics, right? And I started thinking, this is how you should do it, innit? This is how you should do dinner. Then after about 10 minutes, I realised I haven't got an opinion and I'd quite like to see a dog fall in a puddle.
Well done. Well done to both of you. Points for both of you. Come on back. Well done. Lovely stuff. Come on. The next bit is food. Who wants to come in that? Rob.
I like food. I eat it most days. And the thing is that I've moved out with mum's now, so I go home and see my mum and dad, and I'm excited to see them, but I'm more excited to see the contents of the fridge. But she's on a diet, my mum, right? She got all the brothers round, me brothers round for a Sunday lunch. You know what she did, the whole family, for Sunday lunch? Couscous. For lunch, right? I rang Childline, they didn't want to know. Right? I don't trust couscous, to be honest with you. Anything you put in your mouth that feels already chewed should not be in there. It's fat sand, I don't want any part of it. Right? She served it with toasted pita bread. Have you ever toasted pita? Anyway, why is it so hot? Had a bit of folded bread, what's its problem? A bit of toast pops out warm and toasty, the pita's on fire. Once you get past the outer cook, I've got the dragon breath inside to deal with. There's only two things in the world hotter than toasted pita bread. One's the sun, yeah? And the other's a cheese and tomato toasted sandwich. What's that prick's problem, right? What's his problem? Do you know what I mean? The cheese, I've not got a problem with the cheese. The tomatoes? They're little slices of lava. I'll put you in a toasted sandwich, mate, like Dante's Peak. What are you doing? You bite into it, anchor onto the slice, you pull the sandwich away, the slice stays, slaps you on the face, burns your face off. 3 days, I had a big red circle like that. I look like a thirsty dog.
Well done, Rob. OK, that leaves us with Stewart. Let's see what you've got. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is jobs. Where you go.
Was my French teacher into golden showers? Oui. I'm a Canadian comedian, but if people think I'm Russian, Soviet. As a gynecologist, I was terrified of vaginas. I won't go into it. Very sad, I've just come back from the funeral of my coke dealer. I was fired as a Boy Scout leader. I wasn't prepared for that. I used to be a sarcastic high jump coach. Get over it! I used to be a professional table tennis player in Southeast Asia, and recently I went back for a big party. Oh, it was a real Hong Kong ping-pong ding-dong. And someone fired up the old karaoke machine. Oh, it was a real Hong Kong ping-pong ding-dong sing-song. Then someone rang the doorbell. Cops. It was the cops. I used to be a cop. One night a guy asked me if he could urinate on my wrist. I said, not on my watch.
Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you very much, Stewart Francis. Points there for Stewart and Rob and Andy. What the hell? Come on, everyone gets points. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. first subject is building. Who wants to come in on that? Hal Cruttenden.
Building freaks me out a bit. Well, builders intimidate me, because I've had builders come to work at my house and they work for like 2 days, then go away for a week. And you end up making that phone call to them, and it makes me feel like a little kid whose parents have split up and the dad's being really crap. It's the same conversation. You just go, you said you'd come on Saturday. You said you'd be here on Saturday. I'm really sorry, mate. I've been really busy. I can make it Tuesday. Do you promise you'll come on Tuesday? Can we go to the park? I love you. They intimidate me. I've had a builder come and give me a quote on a problem in my house and make it worse right in front of my face. Literally, feeling my wall, going, yeah, feel that damp, mate, that's chronic, that's soaking wet, yeah? All round there, that's soaking wet, yeah? I put a little knife in, yeah? Watch it crumble. Look at the plaster fall away from your wall. Look at the size of that hole in your wall. That hole wasn't there when you arrived. It's massive, isn't it, mate? It's massive. No other job does that. No other job diagnoses a problem by making it worse, do they? Nobody. You know, doctors don't go, I think you've got brittle bones, mate, I do, and then stamp on your leg, do they? See that, mate? Your leg was like a twig, yeah? I think you got a dodgy heart as well. Boom! See, you're having a heart attack, you see? I actually tried to help this builder finish our kitchen, and he just stopped and went, mate, and I kind of jumped because I'd been momentarily transfixed by the beauty of the bubble in the spirit level. He just stopped. He said, seriously, mate, leave it. You don't know what you're doing. I'll finish it off. And that night I had a dream that I was making love to my wife. And he walked in and said, seriously, mate, leave it. You don't know what you're doing. I'll finish it off.
Thank you very much, Hal Cruttenden. OK, it's Gary now, so let's see what topic you've got, Gary. Let's spin the wheel. Topic is childhood.
As a child, I was made to walk the plank. We couldn't afford a dog. My 6-year-old refuses to eat anything other than alphabeti spaghetti. Luckily, he's dyslexic, so I just buy him normal spaghetti. Seems to work. Dad, these are all L's. Yeah, it's Welsh. I bought him some medicine for his ADHD. On the side of the bottle, it said concentrate. I thought if he could do that... I bought a really nice 12-year-old Scotch. Obviously, his parents weren't pleased. I hate people who complain about breastfeeding in public. I don't want to see it, or that's disgusting, or you can't do that, you're not a woman. And that's not a baby. As kids, we always enjoyed dipping ginger nuts into a steaming hot cup of tea, but of course nowadays that's called bullying. I shouldn't do that, by the way. Ginger jokes are the last vestiges of racism in comedy, and they started a ginger pride movement to stamp that shit out. They had a march in Hyde Park. Well, they were going to, but the sun came out. Nan always said that when she was young, she never had to worry about leaving her back door open. What a slag. I'm totally going to get in trouble with the family again. This is really not worth it. You got to look after your health as you get older. The other day I did a poo and noticed there was a little blood in it. I said, oi, bruv, get out my toilet, innit? Thank you.
Well done, Gary Delaney. Well done, both of you. Points for both of you. Come on back. The first subject is football. Who wants to come in that? Hal Cruttenden.
Excellent. Football fans really annoy me, really badly. It's the lack of perspective that gets to me. I heard a Manchester United fan on the radio being interviewed about the retirement of Alex Ferguson at the end of last season, and he honestly said, when I heard that Fergie was going, it was like a death in the family for me. And the presenter went, yeah, mate, I understand. Not, you emotionally retarded twat. England fans, particularly, they bring up the war at football matches. They bring up the war. The last time we played Germany, 3 years ago, England fans turned up in World War II RAF outfits. They sang songs about German bombers, and that stupid band at the side of the pitch played the Great Escape theme tune, and we were thrashed 4-1. It was bloody humiliating. That's not what people fought a war for, is it? There weren't generals on D-Day making speeches to the troops going, "Gentlemen, today we fight for freedom. We fight for an end to tyranny. We fight for our families and our friends. But most of all, we fight so that one day, fat, drunk English men in football shirts too tight for them can stand in stadiums and sing as one, 2 world wars and 1 World Cup. Doo-dah, doo-dah. That's why we fight today, gentlemen." I personally believe that actually male football fans behave the way they do because they use football to express emotions they can't express in other parts of life. That's what's going on. When they are shouting and chanting vile stuff at the ref, at the opposition, at other players, well, what they really want to be chanting is stuff about what's going on in here. They want to be chanting stuff like, "I can't express my feelings! I can't express my feelings of clinical depression! I need a therapy session! La 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 la, la la la. I feel like crying, feel like crying, feel like crying all the time! Ooh, oh, I'm bipolar!" That's really...
Thank you very much, Hal Crutchman. Very good. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've got, Milton. Let's spin the wheel again. And the topic is school.
Recently, I went to one of those awful school reunions where everyone's boasting about what they're up to now. I said I work for the United Nations, because I have been UN employed for a while. While I was there, a bloke came up to me with a scar on his face. He said, "You don't remember me, do you?" I said, "Are you Action Man?" He said, "No, but I bet if you could go back in time, you'd pay more attention in my history lessons." I said, "If I could go back in time, I wouldn't need your history lessons." And then he stormed off to teach Year 9, which I presume is a tiny part of history. My parents were so rich, to get me through my history exams, I had my own private tutor. I loved reading at school. There's nothing like getting to the end of a good book and thinking to yourself, "Ah, there's Wally." Those forms to fill in to get to university are difficult, though, aren't they? I ended up spending 3 years at the University of East Angola. My grandfather, he broke into a school the other day. He said, "If it wasn't for me, you'd all be speaking German." "That's right," said the German teacher. "It's not fair. I never got to do the job I wanted to do. I wanted to be a farmer. If only there was some way I could do it these days. If only there was some computer game or something." That's all great, thank you.
Thank you very much, Milton Jones. Points for Milton, points for Hal. Come on back. The first subject is education. Who wants to come in that? Romesh.
I used to be a teacher, actually. I was a maths teacher. I wasn't a very good one. But as I found out, it doesn't actually matter. You can get away with it for quite a while. But the problem is, with Ofsted coming, you've got an Ofsted inspector in the back of your class. I've got to make sure I'm doing my job properly. Yeah? Got learning outcomes up on the board, Pythagoras and trigonometry flying all over the shop, knocking it out the park. Kid in the front row's got a question, I'm straight in there. "Yes, Timothy?" "How can I help you?" And then he'd go, "Why are you being weird?" Right. So then I've got to convey to Timothy, without the inspector realising, that I am going to bloody end him, right? Because of political correctness, all textbooks have got to be multicultural nowadays, which means that every single question in every single maths book has got to have a white kid and a black kid in it, or a white kid and an Asian kid in it. Now, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't have wanted to hang out with a kid of another colour. If every time I met up with him, he wanted to do bloody maths. I don't know. The questions you get in these textbooks are amazing. You get questions like, Philip thinks that the answer is 8. Dilip thinks that the answer is 10. Which one is correct? And then a kid would put his hand up and he'd say, I think Dilip's correct. And I'd say, why? And he'd say, oh, because Asian kids are bods, aren't they? We had uniform at the school. I agree with uniform. The problem is they're very strict about it. We had a sixth form. Talking to sixth form lads about what they're wearing, absolutely not a problem. Got no issue with that. Talking to sixth form girls about what they're wearing, something I felt a lot less comfortable about. But what I actually found was if I just looked at them for long enough, they soon covered themselves up.
Thank you very much, Robert. OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you have. Let's spin the wheel. And the subject is relationships.
OK.
How are you?
I used to suffer from premature ejaculation, which made me feel selfish and bad for my girlfriend. Then she suggested I try this special cream that reduces your sensitivity. And it really worked, because now I don't give a shit about her. I bought a vegan friend of mine a fancy cookbook. Unfortunately, he said he couldn't accept it as it was leather-bound, which meant it was too heavy for him to lift. When I was a teenager, my mum always said, your bedroom's so messy, you'll never get any self-respecting girl to come back here. But luckily, they weren't the ones I was going after. I watched the director's cut of a porn film. At the end, he actually fixes the washing machine. I was in a sex shop. I saw a dildo described as 9 inches long and realistic. I thought, well, which is it? The Archbishop of Canterbury recently said he couldn't support gay marriage without first having a mandate. Honestly, if he's that bothered, I'll go out with him. One time at a party, I chucked my car keys into a big bowl and everyone just stared at me and the trifle was ruined. I was watching a really weird porno the other day that was just a fat man crying and wanking at the same time. And then I realised I hadn't turned the telly on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gary. OK, points for both of you. Come on back. First topic is childhood. Who wants to come in on that? Josh.
I grew up in a small village in Devon, which was as fun as it sounds. Very little happened. To give you an idea, the most exciting thing that happened in my village was when I was 7, for a brief period, there was a bull in a field. And I was terrified of this bull. I used to walk past him, my dad would go, oh, don't worry about that. He's more scared of you than you are of him. And I used to think, no, he isn't, mate. Bonfire night was the worst, though, because the build-up to bonfire night was just warnings about the way it was going to go wrong. They go, oh, bonfire night's coming up. You're either going to get burnt with a sparkler or hit with a firework. My favourite was on Blue Peter every year. They'd have the same warning that applied to no one in Britain. Every year they go, oh, bonfire night's coming up, and if you do own a pet tortoise... Well, and they go, if you do own a pet tortoise and it's hibernating in a box, do be careful to not absent-mindedly throw that box onto the fire. I don't know how unlikely that scenario is. So I know no one who owns a pet tortoise. Secondly, how unruly is your bonfire night? You go, yeah, just chuck everything on, yeah. Yeah, Guy Fawkes with their shit, show him what I think of him. Go into my houses, get my boxes, don't look in them, throw them on the fire. I don't care that the contents is snoring, throw it on, I told you. 2 months later, you walk around your house going, where the hell is Sheldon? The warnings there were wrong. The warning on sparklers, it'll burn your hands. That happened to no one. The warning on sparklers should be, if you're planning using a sparkler, do be aware you will do the same 3 shapes you did every other year. Zigzags. Circles. Go on then, I'll write my own name. That is it every year. We used to have those home fireworks displays where they'd be terrifying. Most people were interested in health and safety. My dad didn't bother with that. He'd just go, well, you know, we've got 6 fireworks, the cat's got 9 lives, we're going to be fine. Be firing off fireworks towards the village like we declared war, and then the whole thing would climax with a Catherine wheel nailed to a gate failing to go off. My dad creeping up on it, us going, Dad, you're not meant to go back to a lit firework. Him going, don't worry about that, it's more scared of me than I am of it, it'll be fine.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ranganathan. OK, so Milton is left. Let's see what topic he has. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is travel. Where you go?
Strange things do happen. Once, I saw a little green man, and I walked towards him, and he just disappeared, and then I got run over. Kuala Lumpur, that was a bit of a disappointment. I always thought it was a bear crossed with an Oompa Loompa. You know, clingy, but quite hard-working. I was in France recently. I saw this little old lady knitting in the town square. I said, voulez-vous crochet avec moi? She took it all the wrong way. What with the financial situation, I'm not sure Ireland's going to stay afloat. Cork, maybe. 11 days it takes to walk to Torquay holding the hand of a 7-year-old. Well, that's what I thought. It was his birthday treat, but turns out he actually wanted a walkie-talkie. I'm very English, really. I even ordered a book on the internet, How to Have Absolutely Nothing to Do with Your Neighbours. Unfortunately, I was out when it was delivered.
Well done. Thank you very much. Points there. Go to Milton. Come on back. Your first subject is going out. Who wants to come in that? Romesh.
I don't like going out. Don't like going out because I don't look as good as I used to, and I worry about it. I've put on weight, and I think, oh, I don't look all right. And then I think, hold on a minute, I'm married. I don't need to look good. I just need to look better than the prospect of single parenting. And I think I've got that in the tank, you know what I mean? I went out a while ago, and I was out with my friends. We're all in our 30s. We look like awful tribute acts of us in our 20s, and there's guys there that are in their 20s looking ripped and amazing, and I'm thinking, are they going to make us feel bad? Are they going to make us feel awkward? Are they going to make us feel like we're stepping on their turf? And the truth is, they ignore us. Of course they do. Why would they care? See a pride of lions hunting gazelle, they're not going to give a shit when a 3-legged hyena rocks up, are they? Comes to the end of the night, this absolutely gorgeous girl walks up to me, does not break eye contact for a second. I said, hello, this is happening. Can phone my wife, tell her I've still got it. The girl walks up to me, says to me, no word of a lie, taxi for Rachel.
Thank you very much, Romesh. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what topic you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is romance.
I met my wife on the net. We were both rubbish trapeze artists. Terrible, isn't it, when someone doesn't want to live with you anymore? Part of you is thinking, I don't think you're going to survive in the real world. Another part of you is thinking, well, at least I'll be rid of your drunken arguing. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to let the Scottish people go. Any Scottish people here? You can go. A girl came up to me the other day, started going, foot loose, then her foot fell off. I tried to impress a girl once by putting my foot down on the pedal. Turns out she'd seen a bin open like that before. A girl came up to me once, she said, you know, I can tell someone's personality by what kind of car they drive. I said, I haven't got one. So, lads, do you ever get given a job to do and you deliberately do it really, really badly, so you never get given that job again? I mean, I hardly know CPR anyway. My wife's giving me the silent treatment at the moment, lying there day after day, beginning to smell a bit now.
First topic is family. Who wants to come in on that?
I'll do it.
Rob.
I went shopping with my nan the other day. She's a very straight-talker, man, very sort of south-east London. And we were doing the shops. I said, Nan, get yourself some trousers. They're on special. She went, nah, it's all right, son. Got enough to see me out. How depressing is that? Basing your fashion choices upon your lifespan. She don't care. She's quite modern. She's on the internet and stuff. She went, I saw you on YouTube last Tuesday. I was like, watch it when you want, Nan. It's not scheduled. And she... Oh, is that a weird fly? Oh, it's weird, wasn't it?
Weird fly?
It's my granddad having a go. I went to visit her recently. Her internet weren't working, right? She went, can you sort my internet out? I went, all right, Nan, show me how you normally log on to internet. I'll see what you're doing wrong and get it done. She went, what I'll do is I click on the start button. I was like, right. She went, I go into programs. I was like, right. She went, I go into accessories. I'm like, that's wrong, but carry on. She went, I go into games. I'm like, oh, God. I go into solitaire, play that for a bit, click on the cross, then I double-click on Internet Explorer. And I'm sitting there thinking, you could probably cut out the middleman now. And I was worried that she's at home thinking that she has to play solitaire to get online. I need to send that email, but I cannot face another card game. I'm sick of it. Any sort of, like, internet sort of computer people are thinking, actually, Rob, that is the incorrect route to solitaire on the latest version of Windows. You're correct. But she's on Windows 98. We're not upgrading her. It'll see her out.
Well done, Rob. OK, let's spin the wheel. Somebody who's ageing. Who wants to talk about that? Sarah.
OK, so I'm 33 years old, which is where magazines will tell you that a woman has her sexual peak. And I used to think that was a lie, that it was something that they were saying to younger women so they wouldn't be afraid of getting older. Like, oh, yes, you will have a moustache and a slow metabolism, but you'll also be gagging for it all of the time. And now I'm this age and I do believe in it. I basically think your body starts flooding with hormones because you only have so much longer left to have a child, because that's it. I'm 33 and I've never had a baby. I have had a tapeworm. It's not the same. But the trouble that I'm having is... so my boyfriend's also my age and he's experiencing a lot less interest in sex. He's having a sexual slump. Because apparently boys have a sexual peak when they're around 18. And that is not fair. That is a horrible trick that nature has played. Because an 18-year-old doesn't want to have sex with me any more than I want people to know that I've done that. and it's not fair. It's not fair, because when I was a teenager, I didn't particularly enjoy or understand sex, yet I had it all of the time, out of politeness, or to stay friends with someone, or say thanks for the lift.
Thank you very much. Well done. Very good. So that leaves us now with Gary. Let's see what you've been there for. Gary, let's spin the wheel. And the topic is shopping. Away you go.
I bought a slimming magazine in W.H. Smith's. I didn't read it, I just wanted a big bar of Galaxy for £1. I bought some fancy pens at a nudist art shop. Felt tips? No, but I touched a couple of bollocks. I was in a lingerie shop. I said, are these knickers satin? He said, no, they're new. I went to buy a Christmas tree. The guy said, you're going to put it up yourself? I said, no, I was thinking the living room. Bought a chameleon, lost it. Why is it that when women go to the toilet in pairs, no one minds, but when I did it, I got thrown out the greengrocers? I got into a fight with my acupuncturist and stabbed him. He said he'd never felt better. According to the vet, my cat's in heat. I didn't even know she was famous. A friend of mine keeps going on and on about how good his orthopaedic shoe is, but I think he's built it up too much. I bought an advent calendar for Jehovah's Witnesses, but on every door somebody tells you to fuck off. Thank you.
Oh, brilliant. But at the end of that round, the point's going to go to the ladies. Come on. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is food. Who wants to come in on that? Josh.
I'm not a fan of people that are pretentious about food, the kind of people that pretend they like dark chocolate. And by that, I mean anyone that claims to like dark chocolate, because no one actually likes dark chocolate. No one's eating normal, nice milk chocolate going, well, this is good, but I wish it tasted a bit more like paracetamol. All this pretension. I went into a cafe for breakfast the other day. One of the things they sold on the menu, toasted bread. That is called toast. What are my other options? Flaked corn topped with the juice of a milked cow? Maybe I don't know what people want from food. I was walking along the street the other day. A van went past. On it said, Waitrose, do you like your bananas green? And I thought, no. No, I'm not a huge fan of diarrhoea, no. I don't like my bananas green for the same reason I don't like my chicken Kiev's dangerously underdone. But now you go into Waitrose, all they have got is green bananas. You go, am I the only person that's ever bought a banana because they want to eat the banana? Someone else go, oh, I think I'll fancy a banana in about 7 days. Better go out and buy one now. Can you come out tonight, Steve? No, I've checked my diary, I'm eating a banana. And all they do is sell them in bunches, so basically what I've got is no bananas for 7 days, followed instantly by far too many bananas all at the same time.
Well done, Josh. OK, let's have the next topic. The subject is health. Who wants to come in on that? Angela.
Yeah, I am quite a sickly person. My own mother once said, Jesus, Angela, if you were a dog, they'd put you down. That's... I've got something called glue ear. Well, I don't know if you know what glue ear is. It necessitates the wearing of grommets in your ears, right? Now, I don't know. Some people have grommets when they were a child. Child is the key word there. I'm 37, I've got grommets. I might as well have sodding nappy rash. Even the word grommet is a cartoon character. You know, you don't get that with adult procedures, do you? My grandmother, she's had a bilateral hip replacement. She hasn't had a double SpongeBob. Grommets. Right, and they're inconvenient as well. They're inconvenient because I love swimming, but I can't get my ears wet, so I have to wear a swimming hat. My mum bought me a red one because she said it would just look like your hair. It doesn't, no, I look like a Lego version of me. And that's not even the worst of it, right? That's the worst of it. Twice a year, I have to attend something that's called the Glue Ear Clinic, which takes place at my local children's hospital. You have not known humiliation until you've been a 37-year-old woman sitting on a plastic toadstool, thinking for old Mr. Men comics, waiting for a nurse wearing a Peppa Pig apron to call your name, or 10 sets of parents stare at you, wondering where the hell your child is. On the upside, though, I do have the world's largest collection of Brave Girl stickers, so it's not all bad. One of the side effects of having glue ear is my eardrums burst quite frequently, right? And that's not pleasant. It's pussy, it's messy, it's oozy, it's bloody. It's horrible. It's not very nice. It happens to me all the time. It happened to me once during sex. I know, disgusting. Although it was quite entertaining to see the look on the gentleman in question's face as I saw him think to himself, oh, my God, I've actually shagged her brains out.
First topic is holidays. Who wants to come in on that? Rob.
I love an holiday. I'm terrible at the languages, though, when I go away. Do you know what I mean? I still say jalapeno. I know it's jalapeno, but I don't speak English properly. I don't want to start having a go at Mexican. Do you know what I mean? I like getting on the plane. The plane's fun. I still love the little symbol that says no smoking. I was like, why have they still got that there? When was the last time we saw someone trying to smoke on a plane? They might as well have no barbecues up there. I've never seen anyone on a plane like, sorry, sir, no smoking. Since when? I get worried on a plane with a little ashtray. I think, how old's this plane? I went to Barcelona recently with the in-laws and my girlfriend. They're a bit posh and stuff. They go out for dinner and I've got a bit of a basic palate. They're all eating like weird food. They went, oh, Rob, do you want some cured meats? I was like, depends what was wrong with it in the first place. I don't do paella either. It's just busy rice, isn't it? It's a special fried rice that's got well out of hand. The thing is, well, in Barcelona, what's weird is they try and sell you drugs late at night. Well, it's really wild, because I was walking along and I was a bit hungry, so I hadn't eaten any dinner, and this bloke come up, he was like, Coke, weed, pills? I was like, no, thanks, mate. I'm after a bit of KFC. Right? He goes, KFC? I've got a bit of that. I was like, no, you haven't, mate. Not unless you've got a deep fat fry in your bum bag. As I go to walk off, he whips out a little plastic bag of powdery stuff like, here it is, KFC. I'm like, yeah, of course it is, mate. And I walk off. 10 minutes later, I think to myself, what if that was a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices?
Thank you very much, Rob. OK, that leaves us with Hal. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel again. And the subject is marriage. Wait.
Right. I have been married 14 years. I know, I look too young. People say silly things when you've been married a certain amount of time. If you say, oh, you've been married 14 years, people say things like, oh, you get less for murder. You don't. I've checked. Why do people compare marriage to prison as well? There's far more sex in prison, isn't there? I am joking, obviously. My wife is absolutely my best friend. My best friend in the world, she is. Oh, obviously, I'm not her best friend. No, Lisa's her best friend. But we've got 2 children as well, 2 girls, thank God, because I'd be rubbish with boys. I'd be right. Imagine a little boy coming home from school saying, Daddy, Billy Smith says I've got to bring £2 to school every day, or else I'm going to get a kicking. I'm like, look, calm down. Ask Billy if we can set up some sort of direct debit, whatever's easiest for him. But my daughters worry about me. I know that's wrong. My oldest daughter, she came up to me when she was about 8, she did this, and this is absolutely true, came up to me very seriously and said, Daddy, are you gay? My mum was always convinced I was gay. I was to bring my wife and kids over to dinner. My mum would be going, oh, still living in denial. Shut up, Mum. When I was 16, I brought my first proper girlfriend home, and I said to my mum, can she stay over in my room? My mum was like... OK. But don't stay up all night talking about boys.
OK. The first subject is dating.
OK, I'll take that.
OK, Tiff.
I'm pretty glad I'm not single anymore, because I'm 36, so I'm at that age where I've had to start saying to guys, seriously, do you mind not talking to my face? They're right here. Actually, more like here now. I'm not saying guys don't approach me anymore in bars, they do, but it is to get around me. I had a guy come up to me recently in a nightclub and he went, excuse me, and I went, yes. And he went, no, just excuse me. So I don't really understand, though, the whole objectification of women, like, until I missed it, right? But I don't think I've missed sexism, but that's what getting older does. Because I was always confused by hearing guys talk about women in bars, you know, and objectifying them, going, are you a boobs guy or are you a bum guy? Are you a boobs guy or are you a bum guy? And as a woman, that's really offensive, right? Because women, we don't sit around going, are you a balls girl? Are you a penis girl? Are you a balls girl or are you a penis girl? And I'll tell you why that is. That is because no woman in the history of the world has ever said, do you know what? I'm just a balls girl, me. Just really love a pair of balls. I just love a pair of balls. I like how they're dry and clammy at the same time. Wrinkly but weirdly smooth. Red and brown. I like moving them around in my hand like they're Chinese meditation balls.
OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is health.
The doctor told me to lose some weight. I said, how? He said, don't eat anything fatty. I said, what, pies, chips, that kind of thing? He said, no, just don't eat anything fatty. I was thrown out of Weight Watchers for making sarcastic comments during the weekly weigh-in. As you can imagine, I accepted the decision with huge grace, because they threw her out as well. Chair of Dyslexic Society was recently given an OBE. He said, what's the point? I can't play the bloody thing. I live next door to a family of anorexic agoraphobics. Yeah, but they've got a few skeletons in the closet. A friend of mine's been suffering from paranoid delusions and now he thinks he's a chocolate orange. I worry he's going to be sectioned. Poor Terry. I thought PPI was just something you could get if you didn't wear goggles at the swimming baths. I bought an alcoholic ginger beer. He wasn't pleased. I once met a girl who confused a tube of KY jelly with super glue. I asked how it happened, but sadly her lips were sealed. Thank you.
Very good. And the first topic is drinking. Who wants to come in on that? Zoe.
I like a drink. Realised I was probably drinking a bit too much recently when I turned to a friend not so long ago and, oh, that is a very nice breakfast wine. I like a bit of rosé. Who doesn't like a bit of rosé? Or princess petrol, as I like to call it. Favourite wine, obviously, the box of wine. I enjoy a box of wine. People are snobby about boxes of wine in this country. I'm like, no, wine you can stack. It's brilliant. I love a box of wine because glass is so revealing, isn't it? It's transparent. It tells a tale, doesn't it? You can see how much you've had of a bottle of wine. But you can't see through my cardboard box of wine, can you? You have no idea how much of this 5-litre box of wine I have slowly but steadily been sipping my way through during the course of this shitty, shitty party. Sometimes I just stick a big straw in the top and pretend it's a massive Ribena. And it keeps giving, doesn't it? It keeps giving. You think it should be finished by now. You get to the end, you do all the classic things, you tip it on its side, you depress the little stopper. That's where an amateur will stop. They will discard the box of wine. But a connoisseur like myself, we know there's more. Isn't it? You rip open the cardboard head. You pull out the silvery intestines and you play what I like to refer to as the alcoholic bagpipe into your own glass.
So that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is communication. Where you go?
Is it just me, or the instructions to electrical goods these days far too complicated? I mean, I just don't know that many languages. Words are powerful things. Sometimes a single letter H can attract helicopters. Has to be a big one. Hours I spent watching that hot tap. Similes. What are they like? Of course, years ago in Wales, the letter T went on strike, and they had the Great Tea Strike of 1922, or as they had to call it, the Great E-Rike of 1922. Everyone had to get to work by ram. In the end, the strike was broken and the T's had to get together with random groups of consonants, and that is how the Welsh language was formed. Nuisance phone calls. Oh, they put the bills up. I can't even count to 10 in French, and to our 4, 5, 6, 7... Sorry, I've got a wheat allergy.
Well done. I think that line points for Zoe. Come on, do that down again. The first subject is weather. Who wants to come in that? Josh.
My parents live in Devon, where they had these storms earlier this year. I got a very strange text off my mum just before the storms. Just said, Josh, just so you know, the storms are on their way, so I've put the wheelie bin in the shed. Not sure what I'm meant to do with this information. I wasn't going, oh, thank God for that, I've been worrying. That's not what you do before a storm. Go, should we get the kids inside? No, 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 get the wheelie bin in the shed, mate. Take another month to order one of them from the council. You're watching the news going, terrible storms hit Britain, 14 wheelie bins are missing. I mean, I couldn't care less, I live 250 miles away. How strong are these storms that I need to watch out for the bin? The people I feel sorry for during the storms are the on-the-spot reporters. They are people that know their bosses do not value them at all, are they? They are people who've got to work and the boss has gone, have you heard there's a terrible storm on the way? Do you think I should go home? Better than that, mate. I'm sending you down to the edge of the sea. Where you're going to interview a man whose umbrella is inside out. People I don't like are the people that complain during the storms. People complaining their flights were cancelled. I wouldn't complain if my flight was cancelled during the storms. I'd complain if I got to the airport and my flight was the only one that wasn't cancelled. If you got to the airport and they went, EasyJet, flight E4597 is going to have a go for it.
Well done, Josh. OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Spin the wheel. And the subject is transport. Where you go, Gary.
I had a nightmare on the journey over here, and luckily that woke me up just before I ran over a small child. The other day I lost control at a roundabout, and then I went absolutely bonkers on the swings. I stopped in a lay-by, there was a sign saying no dumping. That was all right, I was just having a wee. I joined a breakdown service for Scousers. It's called the AA. Calm down, calm down. If they can't fix your car in an hour, they'll nick you a new one. The Paralympics taught us all that sometimes we should stop and put ourselves in the place of people with disabilities, and I have to say, those parking spaces are brilliant. In the car on the way over here, I kept hearing this annoying, whiny noise. So I pulled over, my girlfriend got out to have a look at the engine, and I drove off. The other night, I saw a couple weaving all over the street. I said, honestly, get a loom. Sorry. I accidentally filled the Escort with diesel. She died.
Well done. OK, points for both of you there. Come on back, come on back. The first subject is technology. Who's going? Sarah.
Hello. I'd love to be dictator. I think I'd be absolutely brilliant at it. I think you should all vote for me in your last act of democracy. And then, on my first day, I would ban Facebook. Facebook is my enemy. Right, I'll tell you what happens. My boyfriend will be at home in a different room on his computer, and he'll shout out something that you would think was perfectly innocent, like, oh, you never told me that Katie's been to Tunisia. Katie is my most beautiful friend, right, she's absolutely stunning. She went to Tunisia in 2009. Which means that he's been sitting there going back through 5 years of photographs looking for one of her in a bikini. I blame Facebook. In the olden days, if a man fancied a woman and wanted to see a picture of her in a swimming costume, he had to open a Snappy Snaps near her house and hope that she came in after her holidays. If you wanted to perv, you put some effort in. It should be fun. Just because I'm here on Mock the Week, I just want to tell you something. So there's two things you need to know. My name's Sarah, but without an H, so it's spelled S-A-R-A. And I've always hated that my whole life because people call me Sarah, or they ask me, why don't you have an H on your name? Like I was anything to do with that decision. Also, The other thing is, I've always heard other comedians talking about how you get a lot of abuse on Twitter and people are very horrible to you, and I've never had any. And I thought that was because I was really brilliant and everyone liked me. And then during August, I got contacted, because I'd been on Mock the Week, I got contacted by a lady called Sarah Pascoe, with an H. And she said to me, can you warn me the next time that you're on television, because I'm getting a lot of people saying they wish I was dead or infertile. She's a nurse in Exeter. She works like 70 hours a week doing this amazing job, and now she's unwittingly acting as my complaints department. So if you didn't like this, you know who to tell.
Thank you very much, sir. That leaves us with Gary. Let's see what topic you have. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is nationalities. Where you go.
My next-door neighbour's really loud and obnoxious, so now I know how Canada feels. I bought some lamb chops. On the packet, it said reared in Wales. I thought that was just a racist stereotype. This morning, I made a Belgian waffle. In the afternoon, I made a Frenchman talk bollocks. In Scotland, the forbidden fruit is fruit. When England played Poland at Wembley, there was 30,000 Polish fans in the crowd, and I thought, well, fair play to them. If I'd built it, I'd want to have a look round as well. I like to annoy my Israeli flatmate by giving him any post that's just addressed to the occupier. I was at an Italian zoo with a Christian friend of mine, so I thought, when in Rome, and pushed him into the lions. Nan's going to that suicide clinic in Switzerland, but don't tell her, it's a surprise. My granddad was killed by a Zulu. He was having a shit at Whipsnade and the roof collapsed.
Well done, very good. Point at the end over to Gary. Thank you very much. The first subject is education. Who wants to come on that? Romesh.
Well, as a vegan, I wanted to supplement my son's education, so I'm helping him to learn to read. That's one of the things that I'm doing, and helping your child to read is one of the most magical and rewarding things that you can do as a parent on day one. After that, it's one of the most frustrating, annoying, I'd rather punch myself in the face repeatedly than ever do this again activity that you can ever do. And let me tell you why. They do not care about making sense. Right? They'll just read all the easy words. When they get to one they don't know, instead of trying, they'll just look at the picture and just throw something random into the sentence without any regard for what effect that has on what they're saying. And I'm supposed to not get angry. I'm supposed to not get angry when my son goes, Jack went strawberry? How could that be what it said? How could it be Jack went strawberry? What are you talking about? What would that even look like? How could that be what it said? Tell me. I tell you what, you think that's what it said, you go strawberry now. Go on. No, go strawberry. That's what you think it said. Stop crying, go strawberry. Go strawberry. Why didn't you do it? Go kiwi then, I don't give a shit. You're not doing it, are you? I tell you why not, because it doesn't make any bloody sense. My wife thinks I'm overreacting.
Thank you very much, Joanna. OK, that leaves us with Milton. So let's see what you've been at for Milton. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is family.
My uncle, he was a cruel man. He knew we lived in a bungalow, yet every year for Christmas we always got a slinky. It's a miracle my sister's getting married. I went to the printers to get the invites, and he said, well, what typeface? I went... She seems to like him. My grandfather, during the war, he broke the Enigma code machine. Then he went AWOL. Well, it's not quite true. Then he became an owl. My grandmother, she's been talking about downsizing, and now she's in a little urn. My other grandmother, she was a children's writer. You may have seen her book, Jack Goes Strawberry. I haven't always been popular with my family as a vegan. That doesn't normally work. Recently, my family all clubbed together and got me a voucher for a clinic in Switzerland. Thank you.
Hey, well done. Point up for Milton Jones. Come on back in. The first subject is adventure. Who wants to come in that? James.
I'm not a very adventurous person. I've only ever used one side of a cheese grater. Got no idea what the other three sides even do. I'm not the only one either, because everyone knows what side I'm talking about, right? Big holes. Got no time for small holes and tiny holes. And if you've ever seen small, it's the roughest side of anything I've ever seen in my life, small holes. It's rows of tiny little spikes. So every time I'm going to use that side is in self-defence. Then you've got to wash it. I don't know how you negotiate that. How you wash something that is rougher than your own scouring pad. Interestingly, the only thing rough enough to wash a cheese grater is a second cheese grater. I refuse to believe that anyone has ever used the side with the three curvy slits in it. Don't need them. Get rid of them, replace with something I'd actually use in my day-to-day cheese needs. Like, for me, it'd be a device that in one smooth downward motion completely unwraps a baby bell. Someone told me the other day the three curvy slits they use for slicing cheese. Apparently. It's the word on the street. Now, if I'm going to slice cheese, my first port of call is seldom the grater. Call me old-fashioned, I'm a knife man. You might think I'm a fuddy-duddy, but I like it. It's unpredictable. You always start out. You're thinking, well, this cheese cutting's going excellently. Oh, yeah. You're just past the halfway mark and the cheese takes over. Can't reverse it. It's made its mind up now. And yeah, now you've got to slice the cheese that's half the size you wanted in the first place. But at least you got some stories.
Thank you, James, for comprehensively dealing with the topic of adventure there. What, mate? That leaves us with Josh. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And it's crime. Away you go.
So, I had my cheese grater stolen. I got burgled, not for the cheese grater. When you get burgled, everyone says the same thing to you. Everyone says, oh, tell you what the worst thing about being burgled is? It's knowing that a stranger's been through your things. You go, no. It's not the worst thing about being burgled, is knowing a stranger has my things. If they had just been browsing, I wouldn't have given a shit. Offer me two options. One, come home, my laptop is gone. Or two, come home, find a stranger in my room going, well, I like this T-shirt, but have you got it in a large? I thought my dad had said I've been burgled. He said, we know why you've been burgled and we haven't. It's because we're in the neighbourhood watch. I said, no, it isn't. It's because you live in Devon. A small village in the middle of nothing, but mile upon mile of moorland. I mean, no one's going to burgle you, because whatever they took, it wouldn't cover their petrol money. From what I can tell, the only proactive thing the Neighbourhood Watch does is once a month they have a meeting. All that does, it tells burglars for one night out of every 30. All houses are empty and unwatched. There's this paranoia about crime back in Devon, where I'm from. Went back recently, went into the local co-op, and it's a tiny co-op in a tiny village. But I went up to desk, and there was a sign that said, "Did you know we now do legal advice?" And obviously my first reaction was, no. And to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised he did sugar puff, so... Why is the co-op now doing legal advice? Just too many people coming in going, I'll have 10 silk cut, a Viennetta, and I've killed a man.
Well done, very good. Well done, both you. Point in that go to James A. Carter. Come on, sit down. The first subject is food and drink.
I love my food. I don't like the way women are still advertised to, like certain foods are a naughty little treat. You know the ones? The chocolate's naughty, innit? In chocolate, naughty. Girls eating chocolate. Isn't that naughty? I think, no, it's not. Chocolate's not naughty, eat it. Chocolate's only naughty if you've beaten somebody to death with a foot-long Toblerone. I'm very competitive around food. Do you know what I mean by that? Does anybody else panic in a tapas situation? Do you know any sort of shared plate environment, do you find yourself sort of facially twitching, thinking, this isn't going to be enough, is it? my nightmare scenario is if I go out for a meal and somebody at the end of the table just goes, should we order just lots of little things and share it? I'm like, should we just not? I take it very seriously. I'll shovel it in, I really do. Don't attempt to eat tapas with me, that's what I'm saying, because you will lose. You will lose, and then you'll have a little cry when I make you split the bill, because that will happen. There's usually one girl at the end of the table just crying her eyes out, going, why am I paying 53 quid, though? I only had an olive. I'm like, you had the same chances as me, bitch, you just didn't take them. You were banging on about this and banging on about that. I was shoveling in the meatballs. I was getting my money's worth. In fact, I managed to eat so much that night, I got up to leave, I put my glasses on, I thought, they feel tight.
Look at us going. OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is home.
My mum's a bit like the Beijing government. When you go round, you only see the nice china. I was smacked as a child, but you should see the state of the home I put my parents in. I grew up in a home that was always full of exciting and exotic items from all over the world, because my parents were both baggage handlers. These days, I live in a windmill. It's not a big windmill, and to be honest, golf balls keep coming through the front door. The other day, I lost my doormat. But fortunately, I keep a spare under a giant bunch of keys in the front garden. As a child, I had a medical condition that meant I had to eat soil 3 times a day in order to survive. Lucky my older brother told me about it, really. He later died of massive head injuries. He was hit over the head with a Toblerone.
Thank you very much, Milton Jones. What's there for Dara O'Briain? Dara, come back. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is work. Who wants to come in that? Darren.
Hey, I used to have a job. Well, like a normal job. I used to work as a bouncer. And when I worked as a bouncer, you get a lot of insults. No one ever tells you about the insults that you get. I'll tell you the worst insult I ever got, right? It was from a student, little shit. Nah, keep raising those fees, right? This student, right, he was causing trouble. I chucked him out. He just looked at me and he went, yeah, you're a bouncer. Is that what you always wanted to be? There was no moment I realised I wanted to be a bouncer. It's not like I was in school as a kid and my teacher sent me out the class for talking, and I stood next to the door and I was like, actually, I'm pretty good at this. I never worked nice places, right? I worked this one place in South London, really rough, right? On my first day, they put me on search, and I was searching people, patting people down as you do. This guy walks in, he has a bit of an attitude, right? In his pocket, he has one of those, like, utility things with different parts. And as I'm searching him, I've said, oh, you've probably forgotten this, but you can't take that in because it's got a little blade on it. And he looked at me and he went, yeah, but it's also got a comb and a nail file. Like, yeah, but I'm not scared you're going to go in and open a salon, right? That's not the worry here, mate. And he goes, all right, what about this? And he reaches down, and I swear to God, he pulls out a 9-inch blade. Like, the blade was so big, I could see my own terrified reflection. I'm dealing with this guy for about an hour outside the club. He gets so angry. He said probably the scariest but most beautifulest thing I've ever heard anybody say ever. With complete anger on his face, looking at me, he just goes, I gave you the knife because I want to dance.
Thank you very much. That leaves us with Angela. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And it's relationships.
Ooh. Hello. I am in a relationship, ladies and gentlemen. I've been with my fella for 4 years, which is frankly a miracle, because I was single for a really long time before I met, like an embarrassingly long time. You know, I thought it was terminal. Because some people find it very easy to get into relationships. They bounce from one to the next, no bother at all. I didn't find it that easy. Did you know even Oscar Pistorius managed to get himself a girlfriend when he was under house arrest? That's not fair, is it? She must have been shitting herself. Largely because it was safer than using the bathroom. I love that moment while you decide whether that's all right or not. I met my fella online, and I loved internet dating. Here's my little trick, right? If you're going to do it, what you do is you treat it like a game, like a hobby. Like I kept a spreadsheet of all my results. You know, no, because you meet some glorious losers along the way. I went on 2 dates. This one guy, I thought he could have been the one. Could have been so much so that I invited him round to my house for dinner, and he came round, and we went to bed together because it's the 21st century and I'm a slag. And be what I like, right? And we were about to get down to it, and he said something to me no one's ever said to me before. He said, Angela, I'd really like it if you'd let me cover you in toothpaste. But no, you lot don't look shocked by that. Is that a thing? Toothpaste? I said, for a start, it's got a certain deep heat quality to it. You're going to cover me in a toiletry, at least make it imac and save me a job later. He'd even brought his own toothpaste with him. Yeah, and it wasn't the cheap stuff either. It was Oral-B. Which, incidentally, is also what I graded him on my spreadsheet.
Thank you very much. Points there for Angela. Come on back. The first subject is relationships. Who wants to come in that? Reese.
It's a pretty exciting time for me at the moment. My girlfriend is currently planning the wedding. Sorry, not girlfriend anymore, is it? I keep doing that. It's not girlfriend. She gets so annoyed. My ex-girlfriend is planning her wedding. It's very hurtful for me to watch, but one of those things. Anyway, got a new girlfriend now, because that's how comedy works. Got a new one, and she's all right, my girlfriend. She's pretty good. She's not perfect. She's got her quirks and her tics, like she pronounces it espresso instead of expression. She's weird. And relationships about compromise, though, aren't they? We all know that. Like, she doesn't want to watch football, and I don't want to die alone, so we don't watch football. That's the yin and the yang. You give and you take. We're trying to keep it fresh, trying to keep it exciting, me and my girlfriend, you know, trying to keep it, you know, lively, try new things all the time. Like, she keeps talking about how she wants to have sex outside of the relationship. I don't know. Constant surprises, me and my girlfriend. She bought me a gift the other day. I went round to the flat. There was this gift. It was a word of the day calendar. Don't know if you've seen these. Pretty cool. Different word every day of the year. That is more than 100 words. Pretty cool. Favourite word for me so far from the calendar? Exponentially. Ah, what a word. Exponentially. Use it all the time now. In fact, I'd say, ever since learning the word exponentially, my use of the word exponentially has increased loads. I use it all the time. Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Reese. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is transport.
So I got here by train. For the whole journey, there was a child opposite screaming. I could even hear him through my wolf mask. But it was a quiet carriage and people were getting annoyed, so in the end, we both stopped howling. Then a stewardess got on the train. She looked at me and said, "Do you mind if I do my makeup on the train?" I said, "Well, it's still going to look like a train, isn't it?" She put her hand out and said, "I'm Amber." I said, "Yes, I think you've overdone the makeup." Anyway, one thing led to another, and, well, I'm going to skip a bit now. I was sitting in traffic the other day, and I got run over.
Thank you very much, Milton. Point again. I got Milton Jones. Come on back. The first subject is travel. Who wants to come in on that? Ari.
I do a lot of travel. I actually do a lot of flying. I had to fly over here because I live on an island. I flew with Icelandair, and I used to work for Icelandair as a flight attendant. It's actually quite common to only have, like, men serving the food and only women flying the planes. And this is the 21st century, after all. But a lot of the passengers are, like, elderly men from the 20th century. And it was so much fun to be on those flights with the trolley, because you get to see the elderly male passenger reaction to two men with food, which was usually like... "Look, Gunnar, the captain himself is bringing coffee for us. Hang on, who is flying the plane?" And then a woman would do the announcement, politely, professionally, like, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sigríður Einarsdóttir. I'm your captain today. We'll be flying to London Heathrow in approximately 3..." And these old men would be like, "It's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman." It was like a musical number starting, "It's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman. How could this happen?" And they would, like, ask, like, "Excuse me, is it really a woman flying the plane?" And it annoyed me so much that I always said, "Yes, and she's having her period." You have a problem with that, old man? And they would ask, like, "Is that allowed?" Of course it's allowed. What's wrong with you? It's ridiculous. In fact, I trust a woman way better to fly a plane than a man. They seem to take it more seriously. I can understand everything they say during the announcement. I never understand the male pilots at Icelandair. They all sound the same. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Let me say the first, but experience a little bit of a delay because hope you enjoy the service." And when it's finally over, people are like, "What? What did he say?" Like, it must be awful if you're afraid of flying. But if you are afraid of flying, you should never fly with our other airline in Iceland, because it's called WOW! But it's not a very reassuring name for an airline. WOW! It's like they don't even know how they got up there in the first place. Wow! How did we do that? An airline called WOW, that's like having a bank that's called FUCK! Put your money here!
OK, that leaves us with Tom. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is marriage.
OK. Yes, well, since it's Pride Month, I will also talk about being gay, because it's all I've got. And, and no, in many ways, in this country, it's a great time to be gay, because we have things like gay marriage, or as I like to call it, garage. Garage is designed to bring equality so that gay people can finally be as miserable as straight people. And it comes up against a lot of opposition, and you see it now, like recently in Australia, they had it where it comes up against opposition from a lot of religious groups and clubs, the Catholic Church. And you can understand why. I'm sure a lot of us will remember the Bible stories from school. Do you remember the one where Jesus stood on the mount, didn't he? And he said, "Verily I say to thee, love thy neighbour as thy love thyself. Look after the poor, heal the sick, feed the hungry. Don't start fights or wars. Just look after each other, love each other, and you'll all be fine." But I cannot stand them damn queers. Oh, I think it's disgusting what they do to each other. I mean, why have they got to be so up in your face about it all the time? I mean, who's the wife? It's a very famous parable.
Thank you very much, Tom. Points that go to Tamara. Thank you for the comeback. The first subject is journalism. Who wants to come in that? Claire.
I always wanted to be a journalist, even when I was a kid, even when I was on my gap year, backpacking around Surrey. I remember the day I told my family I wanted to be a newsreader. I was at my nan's leaving drinks, which sounds a lot nicer than wake, doesn't it? And, I felt bad because I never really got to know her and I never really got to know my granddad because he died decades before I was born after a difficult 6-year battle with Germany. I remember my grandmother told me just before she died, she said, Glenn, it doesn't matter what you achieve in life. It doesn't matter what you achieve. As long as by the end of your life you're happy and you can afford your own bed, that's all you need. That's the last thing she told me on her death chair. I used to love being a newsreader. Before that, I was a roving reporter, and it was great fun. I got to travel the world, got to learn new languages. Before that, I couldn't really speak any other languages. I could speak some French. I could say, like, hi, my name is Glenn. I would like 2 baguettes, please, but apparently that's still English. Once I even got to be a red carpet reporter. I got to stand on the red carpet for the National Voiceover Awards. It was amazing. I got to interview the guy that had just won the award for best work in disguising a victim's voice on Crime Watch. And I remember saying to him, you must be so delighted for your award. And he said, well, there's just so many people I'd like to thank.
Thank you very much, Grant. Very good. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. And the topic is history.
Some things in history are good, some things are bad, some things are good, and then they get bad. Like my great-great-great-uncle was bored in the trenches during the war, so he invented the high-vis jacket. That was the last thing he did. People don't really understand evolution, do they? I was talking to an Australian the other day, and he thought that he came from Darwin. Recently, I wrote a book called All the Things I've Ever Done in My Entire Life, and I don't want to spoil it, but in the end, I write a book. So what's got 2 eyes and smokes? Pompeii. Too soon? My grandfather, he can't do what he used to, you know, bomb the Japanese. And it turns out you can't actually keep an artefact that you find with a metal detector if it's already in the British Museum.
Thank you very much. After that round, the points go to Gabor. The first subject is religion. Who wants to come in that? Tess.
I'm religious, not very popular these days. It surprises me how much people don't know about my religion, Islam, given how much it's in the news. I've got a... We've nailed that. I've got a good friend called Jonathan. We've been friends for years. He doesn't know that much about me. A couple of months ago, me and Jonathan were in a nice restaurant having a nice meal. Next to us a table, minding their own business. We're minding our own business. Everyone's having a wonderful time. Halfway through my meal, the balloon closest to me from the birthday table, it burst. And I just shouted out in my excitement, Jesus Christ. Jonathan lost his damn mind. Oh, Jesus Christ, is it? What happened to your Allah and Muhammad now, mate? I'm like, Jonathan, what have you won? He went, nah, mate, it's just you bang on about being Muslim, yeah? But in that moment when you were scared, when you were fearful for your safety, you didn't think of Allah, you didn't think of Muhammad, you your mind went straight to our Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ. What does that shit say about you? Rubbish Muslim. All right, Jonathan, I can clearly see this is the best day of your life. 3 things. Thing number 1, you should be aware of this, but if you're not, for Muslims, Jesus, that's our vice captain. Secondly, me just invoking Jesus Christ is just me invoking a British cultural saying. If anything, it shows how well integrated I am. Thank you very much. And thirdly, most importantly, Jonathan, if at that moment there was a loud bang, I shouted in Arabic, you'd have shit yourself!
Thank you very much, Charles. Very good. OK, that leaves us with Tom. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is driving.
Oh. I have to drive because I run like that. Now, I don't want you guys to think I'm a failure just because I live at home with my mum and dad and I'm 35 years old. Because recently, one of the things I did is I finally passed my driving test. You would not clap if you'd seen me do it. I found the whole process very stressful, and I get quite nervous about it. And people aren't very much help when you feel nervous. Like I'd say, oh, I'm feeling nervous, and they go, oh, don't be nervous. Oh, thanks very much, I hadn't thought of it like that. Where I live, when you first pass your driving test, everyone has to go on this one rite of passage drive to an out-of-town shopping centre which goes by the name of Blue Water. And so I decided I wouldn't go on my own. I thought I'd take someone with me. I'll take my dad with me because I've got a good relationship with my dad, and I thought this would be a great way to end it. And, like, the last thing my dad taught me how to do was how to box. Yeah. When I was being picked on at school. Can you imagine? And he was just standing there going, it's all right, you just got to punch my hands. Just try punching my hands. I was cowering in the corner going, no, Dad, no, I can't do it. I can't deal with confrontation. It doesn't sound right in my accent. My dad was going, oh, I thought you'd be much better at this. I mean, you've already got the silk dressing gown on and everything. So we're sat there in the car, right, and there's already a tension, and we're going along, and we come to some traffic lights, and they're red. That means you have to stop. I've done the theory test as well. Anyway, the lights went from red to amber to green, and I went to drive off, and what happened is I stalled the engine. And my dad, bless him, he turned to me, and he said, concentrate! Which is such a calming thing to say.
Thank you very much, well done, both of you. And that round of applause go to Tessa. Well done. And the first subject is friends. Susie.
Yep. I'm sick of mine. That'll be the first thing. Absolutely sick, and I'll tell you why. They've all started having babies. It started with Poppy. Poppy's my posh friend, you can tell, because her name's Poppy. And she rang me a little while ago and she said to me, Suze, I was wondering, do you want to come to Barney's first birthday party? And my first reaction was no. The main reason I didn't want to go to Poppy's kids' party was because of Poppy's mum, Camilla. Poshest lady I have ever met. She's one of those people, she's so posh that she doesn't move her face when she talks. You know, one of those, oh, hi, welcome to Hardy, it's great to see you, how are you doing? Oh, my God, have you met Hugo? You simply must meet Hugo. What's happened there is the weight of our own privilege is literally stopping her from using muscles. But she does this very odd thing. Whenever she introduces me to people, she moves her face a little bit. And it's because whenever she introduces, she always lets them know I'm gay. But when she does it, she puts on this very weird voice, very strained voice. She basically puts on the voice of a deaf person. So she would go, oh, hi, welcome to Hardy, it's great to see you, how are you doing? Oh, my God, who met Susie? You simply must meet Susie. Susie doesn't have a husband because she's a man. And you go... That is offensive to lesbians and to the deaf community. They won't hear, but speak up.
Thank you very much, Studio Hall. OK, that leaves it with Reese. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. OK, it's technology.
Nice and topical. Good stuff. I borrowed my dad's laptop recently, right? Don't do that, is my advice. One of the biggest regrets of my life. I needed to use one, mine broke, used his. I don't know why I did this. I clicked history. And it was empty, and that's worse. Let me tell you, that is worse. My own father, private browsing, unbelievable. Okay? Everyone's so paranoid now. Everyone's so scared about being spied on and stuff. Like, there's all these smart TVs, all these articles about how they've got cameras in them. They're filming us just watch TV. I keep telling people that is not national security. That is shit Gogglebox, right? Gogglebox, right? Only good because of the edit, right? It's only good because of the edit. I learned that the hard way because my mum thought it would be fun to do homemade Gogglebox with my dad, right? She thought it would be fun if she put her phone down next to the TV and recorded her and my dad watching an episode of The Crown. But they forgot instantly. So they just made a 55-minute silent movie. A middle-aged couple who don't like each other anymore. It's like a Harold Pinter play. It's bleak as shit. To be fair, she speaks twice in the hour. He doesn't speak once. He doesn't even look at her. But she speaks twice, once 4 minutes in to go, can you turn it up a bit? And once 3 minutes later to go, Michael, it is still not loud enough. And that is it. That's the whole episode. We don't need to worry about them filming us and spying on us. We're giving them the information. It's data, isn't it? We're data. You know, but then we're still humans. That's why we're worried. But we're just data. It's all on social media. We're giving it away. Facebook's the one to worry about. I don't even mean Cambridge Analytica. I mean before that. Do you remember a while ago, you'd go on Facebook and there'd be an advert for something you Googled a couple of days earlier, right? And we'd all be terrified. Like, what? How do they know? Then we figured out what cookies of the internet are and we chilled out. Now you go on Facebook and there's an advert for something you've thought. You never really expressed an interest in. You've not typed anywhere, just been thinking in the back of your mind, and then Facebook pops up 2 days later, like, oh, you're looking for some beans? You're like, what the hell, Mark? How'd you know that? And I know how. It's because they're listening to us, right? That's my theory. They're recording us. I did an experiment to prove this theory, where for a whole week, every time I was by my laptop, I would open up Facebook and I would say the phrase Domino's Pizza. For a whole week, 10 times a day, every single day, Domino's Pizza. And after a week, I went on Facebook, every single advert was for Imodium. They are listening to us.
Thank you very much. Well done, both of you. Points there go to Susie. Come on back. And the first interview is exercise.
OK, well, I'm fairly new to the exercise game. I tried it once a few years ago. I got myself a personal trainer. I don't know if you've ever had one of those psychopaths in your life. I knew it wasn't going to work out when the first thing she said to me was, so, Angela, tell me, what is your current exercise regime? If I had one of those, I wouldn't need you, love, would I? Also, I don't like your use of the word regime. It makes it sound like my body's some sort of communist state. It isn't, it's just a state. Now, sort it out. But recently, I went to my first fitness class. My friend took me to a fitness class. I was very nervous going in, because I'm not a gym person, you know, and I thought it was going to be full of people, all pumped-up gym bunnies, and I'd look out of place, you know, and I walked in, and I was delighted to find it was full of other overweight, middle-aged women. And then 3 seconds later, I thought, well, it don't work then, does it? It's like going to AA and they're all pissed. But I did it and I loved it, right? And I love my fitness classes now. I do 2 or 3 a week. My favourite is one called Body Pump, which is brilliant. It's a weightlifting class, but it's also very good for the core, because you spend an hour trying to keep a fart in. No, recently, my boyfriend, he's an ultra-marathon runner, right? We're very different. And he said to me recently, he said, you should try running, right? When I stopped laughing, he said, no, honestly, there's this app you can download. It's called Couch to 5K. It says it takes someone like you who's never run before, and it shows you how you can run 5K in 9 weeks. I was like, you cheeky bastard, even I can run 5K in 9 weeks.
That leaves it with Reese. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is family.
There I am. Really close to my family, really close. Growing up, my mum always used to say, if you masturbate too much, you go blind. It's a weird thing to say to a child, isn't it? That's what she used to say. If you masturbate too much, you go blind. And then 1 week ago, she asked me to drive her to get laser eye surgery. Perfect. The other thing she'd say was, oh, so if Dan jumped off a cliff, you'd do that as well, would you? I was like, yes, Mum, what don't you understand about a suicide pact? My grandma as well, way too sassy at the moment, way too sassy, my grandma. She keeps banging on about how much better it was in her day, constantly, always. Went to the cinema recently, right? First time I've been to the cinema since Orange Wednesday's collapsed. Big day. I've been saving up for a long time. I thought, you know what? I'm going to treat my grandma. Because, like, she's got Meerkat movies, so still 2 for 1. And we went to see a film called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I don't know if you've seen it, but if you haven't, you must. Way to make a classic even more classic. Perfect film to see with your grandma. It combines popular things from different eras. You know, like what's popular in 2018? Zombies. What was popular in 1918? Pride, sure. Prejudice, just a bit. So it's marrying together our favourite parts. She hated it, though. We left the cinema, she was whinging. She said, oh, it was so much better in my day. Everything was so much better in my day. And listen, we all know that's not true. Does no one else find that kind of rude? To brag to me about a time period I will never get to experience because I was not alive at the time. I don't go and visit her, sit her down, look in her 84-year-old face and go, the future is going to be amazing. Robots bring us breakfast and racism dies out.
Thank you very much. Welcome both of you. Points go to Angela. The first subject is parties.
Hello. I get invited to parties. I get invited to hen parties quite a lot. I get invited as the token gay. I know. I never seem to get invited to the stag parties. I don't know why. Maybe people think I wouldn't be very good at zip wiring through North Wales. A little while ago, I got invited to a friend of mine's hen party, a friend of mine from school, and it was being organised by her chief bridesmaid, Emma. And Emma is, how would you describe her? Passive-aggressive? I knew I had to go to this hen party because suddenly I was added to a WhatsApp group. WhatsApp, what's up? I'll tell you what's up. I looked at my phone. I had 324 notifications from people I did not know. I'm in this group with the mother of the bride. We've all got to call her Mum, her sister, Auntie Wendy, and then they're all sending selfies to each other, except Auntie Wendy can't send a selfie, can she? She sends a video of her eyebrow. Twice. It's used up all my data, all my storage is gone. Then something pink covers the lens at the end of the video, which you assume is a finger, but you don't like to ask. Then I had to go to this hen cottage, right, this dream hen cottage, which was just outside Reading. I pulled up, I donned a penis headdress, put a pink sash on, got out of the car. Right, Emma was answering the door in a steadily escalating pitch of excitement. Oh, my God, hi, you look amazing, coming in. Oh, my God, hi, you look amazing, coming in. Oh, hi, Tom. Rude. Then I had to go and introduce myself to all the other hens, and if there is one thing worse than being invited to a hen party as the token gay, it's if they've invited another token gay. And who was it? This guy, Kevin, right? He's a dancer. He's got a hat on. He's a better gay than me. You can't compete with that. Then we've got to go off and do all these activities. We started the day with a guacamole-making class. What the hell is a guacamole-making class? You can't chop an avocado. It's basically just mush. Then we had to go to a tango lesson. I can't do it. I haven't got the hips for it. Kevin can. He's actually very talented. Then, right, we had to go on a gondola ride round Reading. I mean, it's hardly Venice, is it, when you're going past a Matalan? Auntie Wendy's going, oh, it's just like St. Mark's Square, isn't it? Or is that Asda car park? Anyway, I wish I had been on a zip wire somewhere in Wales. Thank you.
OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is travel. There you go.
So I'm in Brazil, and I bought some fruit off some of the indigenous people, and they turned around and said, people who bought fruit on Amazon also bought these sausages. I don't know if you've ever fallen asleep while eating a plate of broccoli and woken up and thought you were in a forest. What's worse than that, though, is falling asleep in a forest, and waking up and trying to finish the broccoli. The Paris Metro. That's the weirdest Tesco I've been in. Easter Island, that's a difficult place to find, but it's in a different place every year. The weirdest thing I ever saw, though, I was in Reading and I saw this hen party. Thanks, that doesn't normally work.
Oh, very, very good. Points there for Tom Allen at the end. On to back. The first subject is courage. Who's giving that? Ed Gamble.
There it is, the traditional representation of courage. I got called a pussy the other day. You're all just going to sit there and go, yeah. But no, right, I agree with the sentiment. I don't agree with the choice of word. I think that is a wrong choice of word to use, because essentially what that person was saying is they were saying, I think you're so cowardly, I feel justified in comparing you to the vagina. I think that is very unfair on the vagina. There is nothing cowardly about that thing. That is the bravest thing in the universe. It pushes whole humans out of it. Words aren't used to describe that. Hardy. Rugged. It's the biological equivalent of a Timberland boot. What do we use when we want to talk about bravery? The balls. They got balls. Big balls. I think that's wrong, because I can only speak for my own balls, but they shy away from any sign of danger. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be a dangerous situation. It can just be a slightly cold bath. You're like, oh, I'm ready for this bath. Here I go down to the water's edge. They're having none of it. They're like, before they even get to the meniscus, absolutely not. Climb back inside him. Go, 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 go. Don't forget the bag. Don't forget the bag. Fold it up. Fold up the bag real tight. My balls are pussies.
OK, that leaves us with Ed Byrne. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is parenting.
Don't you think she looks like she wants him to put that kid down? Yeah, my wife and I have adopted a style of parenting known as spoiling the shit out of the little bastard. We are spoiling our kids rotten. A couple of Christmases ago, right, December 2016, just before Christmas, we took our children to Lapland to visit Santa Claus. You know, the guy we made up, yeah? You know that not real person that we invented to take credit for the shit we buy our children? Well, we got on a plane and flew to another country to visit a fictional character. I can never make fun of people for going to Lourdes ever again. We spent the price of a decent skiing holiday going on... Yes, I did say that. That's how posh we are in our house now. We spent the price of a decent skiing holiday going on a wild goose chase for 2 nights and 3 days to Lapland, run around after all these actors, pretend to be elves, leading us on all these little mini adventures to find clues. I loved this. I was so caught up in it. By the end of the second day, I'm turning to my wife going, God, I hope we're going to get to meet Santa Claus. It's like, are you an idiot, are you? We're going to meet Santa Claus. That's happening. It's a dead cert. We paid to meet Santa Claus. Woo! And on the second night, Mrs. Claus came to the hotel room and read the kids a bedtime story. Who knew Mrs. Claus was a Scouser? And then, on the third day, on the way to the airport, we found him. We tracked him down. He was at his workshop. Should have looked there in the first place. Could have saved a fortune. He was a really good Santa Claus. He was like, the beard looked real. He was the right level of fat. He didn't stink of fags. It was great, and I wanted to blow their minds. I wanted to be the most amazing moment of their young lives. So as we're leaving, I go, how cool was that? We got to meet Santa Claus. And the two of them look at me and go, That's not enough. I'm sorry, that's just... I know you don't appreciate how much this all cost, but we've been running around in the snow now for 72 hours and not a feckin' ski was put on. So... I'm going to ask you again, and this time I want to see a bit more wonder in your beautiful little faces. We got to meet Santa Claus, the man himself. How awesome is that? And the two of them are just like, yeah, but we met him last year at Westfield Shopping Centre.
Thank you very much. And the point at dinner and go to Ed. The first subject is travel.
So I was having a wank in Dubai. It wasn't planned. Well, most of them aren't, are they? I just was outside having some lunch and I lowered my cutlery and went, it's time. That's enough vitamin D. Time for some vitamin me. And I went up to my room, right, and I opened up my laptop to watch some of the gay porn. Because I'm gay. I didn't need to clarify that, did I? I don't think there's anybody watching this thinking, oh, he's straight and he watches gay porn. How progressive of him. Well done. So I tried to watch some of the gay porn, right, but I couldn't because the gay porn was blocked because it's illegal to be gay in Dubai, right, which is weird because there is gay bars in Dubai. Oh, not gay bars, prisons. So since the gay porn was blocked, I had to watch some of the straight stuff. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So I was watching the straight amateur porn, right, and amateur as well, because amateur's better, because when you watch amateur porn, there's a little bit of you that thinks, I can do that. Gives you a good self-esteem boost. Same reason why I watch Scottish football. And so when I was doing my thing over the straight stuff, right, a knock on the door happened, and I thought, I better answer the door, because they might have a key to the room. Right, so I got up quickly, and I put my willy down in between my legs into stealth mode. And I pulled my trousers up, and I started walking towards the door, like that. And I opened up the door, and a guy was just standing there, and he handed me a chocolate bar, and then walked away. I still do not know to this day why he did that. I've never been so confused in my whole life. Because I took the chocolate bar off him, and I shut the door, and I started walking around the room thinking, oh my God, maybe there's a camera in here. They've seen me watching straight porn, and now they're training me like a dog to do it again.
OK, that leaves us with Ed to see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is diet.
So, my last job was handing out chocolate bars in a Dubai hotel. I try and stay healthy. I listen to all the wrong people about health, though. I've started reading health blogs, like health bloggers. They're all the same sorts of people. They're sort of posh young women in their early 20s. They say things like, first thing in the morning, to energise yourself, why not have hot water and lemon? Hot water and lemon to energise... There is no way hot water and lemon is energising me in the morning. The only way that would happen would be if I squeezed the lemon in my eye and poured the water on my dick. I do not want your hot water and lemon because I'm not a kettle that needs descaling. The other thing they all talk about is something that I like to call the cauliflower conspiracy. I don't know if you've heard about this. This is the idea that if you like to have anything unhealthy, you need to replace that immediately with cauliflower. The worst offender for this is cauliflower pizza. I'll tell you what this is. Right, they say, oh, it's like normal pizza, but you take away the dough base and you replace it with a disc of mashed up cauliflower. So, nothing like normal pizza. I made one, it took me 6 hours. First thing you've got to do is grate the cauliflower. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, the cauliflower is not a shape for grating. It's not a shape, is it? It's just chaos. It's everywhere. It's so fragile, you touch it to metal, it immediately explodes. It's like you're in the middle of Frozen. You end up with this vegetable dandruff, you put it in the microwave, you warm it up, that makes it really wet, you have to get the moisture out of the cauliflower, then you have to pat it down into a rough base shape. Then they say, choose the topping. Whatever you like, you can choose whatever topping you like, and I think we can agree I had lost most of my day up until this point. So I thought, I'm going to claw a victory back right at the last minute, so the topping I chose was a whole Domino's.
Thank you very much. Well done, both of you, with the points there for the ladies. Sit down. The first subject is childhood.
Oh. Well, hello. Anyway, childhood, yes. Now, I think the most stressful thing about being a child is if it's someone's birthday. I do think the social world for 9-year-olds is really quite exhausting. And say it was someone's birthday in your class. Say it was like Ryan's birthday. Ryan would have been bought a pad of pre-printed invitations on which he would have had to write his details. So you'd basically get an invitation which basically read, Ryan is having a birthday party on the 23rd of May! And And then what would happen is you'd forget all about Ryan's birthday party until the day of Ryan's birthday party, and then your mum would walk in and go, "Oh, shit." It's Ryan's birthday party. We ain't bought him nothing. You can't go empty-handed. People will think we're poor. What is Ryan like? And this was a time in history when I'd say something like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe a Tamagotchi." My mum said, "What the hell is a Tamagotchi?" I'd say, "Well, it's just like a keyring. It's a bit of fun. Like, you've got to give it food and water, keep it alive, make sure it doesn't die." And I remember my mum saying, "We've been doing that for you for 9 years." And then you'd be driven round to Ryan's house, complaining all the way. Your mum saying, "You'll enjoy it when you get there," knowing full well you wouldn't. Right, you'd get there, you'd be allowed to walk up the path on your own. In the background, you'd hear the sound of meow, which was your parents deserting you for the afternoon with these strangers. Right, you'd ring the doorbell. Ryan's mum, Anne, would answer the door. Anne was having a very stressful time because Anne was organising the birthday party and the party bags. And party bags back then were very stressful. I'm sure party bags now are all just iPads and Tara Masalata. But back then, it was a tiny plastic bag and you had to fill it up with felt-tip pens, a box of Smarties, a tube of refreshers, and then a tiny game where you had to get a ball bearing into a hole. Which was enough. And Ryan's mum would say, come into my house. Then you have to go and play games, right? It was always like musical chairs, although what musical they were doing it from, I don't know. It was never Sondheim, was it? It was Agadoo. And then you had to have a birthday tea, which Anne would have organised resentfully. And a birthday tea back then would have consisted of crisps and chocolate together, which is disgusting. Pink wafers. Oh, pink wafers. Oh, they're so delicious, aren't they? They taste of, pink. Oh. What are they made of? Sillet bang? Nobody knows. And then you have party rings. Oh, party rings. Never as much fun as they sound. And what is a party ring anyway? It's basically just a dried-up biscuit covered in enamel. And just you're trying to get your teeth through that, suddenly the lights would go out, and I'd always think, oh, my God, are we being raided? But no, then what would happen is suddenly Anne would re-emerge, quite satanically underlit by flames. And she'd walk in going, ha, 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 ha. We don't have to sing Happy Birthday. It's probably the dreariest song in the world. It's supposed to be the happiest day of your year. Then Ryan would have to blow out his candles. So basically just spit all over it. Make a wish, Ryan, maybe for a dry cake. But you'd never get to try it because Anne would whisk it away into the kitchen, chop it up into chunks, shove it in a paper Transformers napkin, put all these chunks in their party bags, hand those out to everybody, then turn to everybody and go, get the hell out of my house!
OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is jobs. There you go.
The first job I ever had was washing dishes in an international radar station, but the dishes were a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. But that was quite a stir-fry we had. I remember the last words of my grandfather. He said, "You selfish boy." And not long after that, I became a fishmonger. Hopefully, I've got a book coming out soon. Shouldn't have eaten it, really. So much for Taylor Swift. She sent back my trousers unmended. Eventually. Horse whisperers. What they do is they go up to horses and they go... And the horses go, OK, fair enough. Beware Chinese horse whisperers. They go up to horses and they go... That horse tells another horse. That horse tells another horse. By the end, the last horse is going...
Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is the movies. Who wants to come in that? Nish.
I'm a big movie fan, and I'm very excited that there's going to be a new James Bond. Now, my pick, personally, would be Idris Elba. I think he'd be an amazing James Bond, but some people are very unhappy. I was reading an article about this, and the first comment under the article started with the words, "This is not a race thing." Which immediately makes you think, it's definitely a race thing. This is not a race thing, it's just James Bond is not black. Now, I've got terrible news for this person. James Bond is not real. He's not a real person. He doesn't exist. If you're talking about fidelity to Ian Fleming's original character, Daniel Craig has a smartphone and a laptop, and in one of the Pierce Brosnan films, he drove an invisible car. So it might be a bit like if you just suddenly become a stickler for canon. And the second comment started with the words, "This is political correctness gone mad. This is the ethnic minority lobby getting their way again." And hey, we all know if the ethnic minority lobby has been campaigning for anything, it is for a black James Bond. People have been out in the streets. We want a black James Bond now. We don't care about police brutality. All we care about is 007. Hashtag Black Bonds Matter. We will settle for a Mexican, maybe. And who can forget the immortal words of Dr. Martin Luther King? I have a dream that one day a black man will play a fake spy.
Thank you very much. Well done, Nick. OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. OK, the topic is work.
I nearly lost my job as a roofer when I was caught masturbating on the first day. Yeah, luckily, my boss said I could wipe the slate clean. I used to work at Waterstones. One day, a guy came in asking if we had any audiobooks with subtitles. I thought, hang on, that's a book. The circus near me held a competition to find the best contortionist, so I entered myself and won. In my old job, I just used to punch buttons all day, and that's why I'm no longer allowed to work in panto. I've got two lawyers working for me at the minute. One's pro bono, and the other thinks he's a right pretentious twat. When my granddad was caught trying to stow away in the Merchant Navy, he offered to work his passage, which, as you can imagine, made him very popular. I hate people who phone me up just to complain about the weather, which is why I lost my job at Mountain Rescue. I was at a station the other day that had a piano on the platform, so I had a little tinkle on it, which saved me 30 pence. I went on a positive thinking course. It was shit. I bought a Microsoft Advent calendar. If you open too many windows at once, they all shut again for no bloody reason. Thank you.
Well done. Very good. Adding points for both of you. Well done. Come on, sit back in. The first subject is going out. Rob.
I like going out and getting drunk. It's fun, isn't it? I got so drunk the other week, it was the most hungover I've ever been. In the morning, I bought a McDonald's breakfast and ate it in a queue for a Greggs. And I still don't know if I'm ashamed or proud. I don't like tequila, though. I don't like doing shots. It annoys me with tequila. It's too much admin, isn't it? So I'll lick a bit of salt, eat a lemon. What are you doing that for? It makes it taste nicer. It's not fish and chips, is it? So it's all, no one looks like they're enjoying it. Everyone looks panicked, don't they? They're always like, oh, thank God for the salt and lemon. They're loving it, aren't they? Do you know what make a tequila nicer? Do a tequila, then have a Cadbury's cream egg. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Take the taste out of your mouth. The thing is, as well, though, it's like I can't properly get on it now. I'm like a bit older. I'm not saying I'm too old to get drunk, but when I was 18, you don't care, do you? You can get battered. Just get on with it, right? Because hangovers, they say hangovers get worse. They don't, do they? You just have more shit to do when you're older. That's the problem. When I was 18 on a night out, I'd be getting on it. Someone might go, do you want some drugs? I'm like, oh, I don't know. How'll it affect me? What will my mum think? Oh, my God, drugs. Now, if I'm on a night out, someone like, do you want some drugs? Can't, mate. Got to paint a fence tomorrow. I don't want to be painting a fence all sad.
all hot, sweaty and vulnerable, like, oh. I was really looking forward to painting this fence last night. Told everyone about it. I'm so hot, sweaty and sad. I'm more likely to keep hold of the drugs, do them in the morning before the fence, just smash it like that. I'll do the roof. Shall I do the roof? Let's do the roof. We've got no ladder. I'm flying, Mum.
Thank you very much, Rob. OK, that leaves with James. Let's see what topic you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And it's food and drink.
I'm not like Rob. I don't like going out and getting drunk. I like staying in. I drink on my own. Way cooler, man. I lock the door, I get myself a glass of punch. Is that weird? I drink punch on my own. Is that strange? I drink it from a big punch bowl with a ladle in it in the corner of my bedroom. Is that weird? I don't know what other people do. People are always worried about punch getting spiked. Solo punch, problem solved. Not to spike myself, unless it's Fun Time Thursdays. Tried going out with some mates recently. We hit the town. I'm a prankster when I'm out with my friends. One of them left me alone with his pint while he went to the toilet. Big mistake. It's a classic prank. I always do this if someone leaves me alone with their pint. I went round the bar using his pint to propose toasts with. Deliberately proposing toasts to things I knew he disagreed with. He comes back, has a sip. What you done with that? I'm like, ha ha. You just drank to the service charge being included in the bill. You just drank to those bedside lamps that don't have the switch on the cord like is convenient, but have it on the neck of the lamp under the bulb. It's like a bolt you have to somehow slide across, and you can't even reach it like that. You get your whole hand up inside the lampshade, and it hurts. It's really awkward. You can't even see it. You got to look at the top of the lampshade to see what you're doing, and then you turn it on and it blinds you. You just drank to those lamps. You love those lamps.
Thank you very much. Point to both of you. Come on. Very good. Thank you very much. The first subject is travel. Miles.
Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with trains. It's the quiet coach, OK? Quiet, that is an adjective. It doesn't go far enough. Quiet is an adjective. It should be called the silent coach. Shouldn't it? The silent coach. No one would have any trouble understanding that. It's the silent coach, right? You can't talk on it, you can't use your laptop, children can't travel on it, you can't eat crisps, and crucially, they, the train people, they wouldn't be allowed to make announcements. Because the sort of people that have the mentality to travel on the quiet coach, which is the correct mentality, are the sort of people who check where the train is going before they bloody get on it. For years, we've just not got these things right. You, Mock the Week audience, you're exactly the sort of people that know what I'm talking about. In Russia, during the revolution, right? During the Russian Revolution, the Russian army was able to travel to all of its battles by train. During a revolution, they were still able to rely on public transport. Imagine if we had a revolution now and the army had to rely on transport, we'd be buggered, wouldn't we? Certainly those of us who wanted the army to win. Absolute nightmare, wouldn't it? Marston Moor 2016 kicked off, the British Army turning up 7 hours late to every single conflict. Oh, sorry, there were leaves on the line at Stevenage. There was a passenger action at Crewe. We were going to be joined by the SAS, but they've been stuck on a rail replacement bus service in Horrible.
Thank you very much, Miles. OK, now leaves Milton. Let's see what topic you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the subject is music.
We don't know much about Galileo. He was a poor boy from a poor family. I live in a Grade 2 listed building, which of course means that everyone in it has to be quite good at the piano. Apparently all Chinese children who are learning to play the piano know a tune called Knife and Fork. I'd like to take the band ABBA out for lunch, and if I could, I would, my friend. for Nando's. When I was at school and it rained, we used to have to stay in for wet play. And when it was cold, we used to have to stay in and listen to this really dull band. AD 79. Julius Caesar receives the first ever weather forecast. Hail Caesar.
Thank you very much. Points there go to Milton Jones. Come back. And the first subject is jobs. Who wants to come at that? Reese.
I've got a job. Yeah, I'm not resigning. And my job is this, which still counts, Dad. This is a good job. It's not perfect. It's not the best job in the world. I would never say that. Some people think it is. It's not, right? Best job in the world, community support officer. With no power comes no responsibility. Best job ever. Nothing is expected of you if you're a community support officer, right? If it's not writing down someone's details, then it is beyond your remit. That is 100%. It's just vigilante admin. That's all it is. You're a professional grass. That is your job. I got a leaflet through the post a few weeks ago advertising that job, right? It said, do you have what it takes to be the best? Will you stand up in the face of danger when no one else will? No? Then you should become a community support officer. In the hierarchy of law enforcement in this country, it goes Army, Police, British Transport Police, Ticket Inspector, Traffic Warden, Park Ranger, Dinner Lady, Kid wearing Nike trainers, Kid wearing Adidas trainers, Community Support Officer, Kid wearing Umbro.
Well done. Reese. OK, that leaves with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel again. The topic is technology. OK, where you go.
The young couple next door to me have recently made a sex tape. I mean, obviously, they don't know that yet. The hardest part of making skimmed milk must be throwing the cows across the lake. The guy next to me at work used to watch porn all day. I'm just glad he didn't begin to rub off on me. I think if I was to try revenge porn, I'd just post naked pictures of myself online so everybody would know how low my ex's standards were. When answering the security question, place of birth, apparently vagina is not an acceptable answer. It's been a tough week. I got myself a memory foam mattress and now it's trying to blackmail me. I've currently got a stalker, but you probably can't tell in these trousers. A friend of mine was killed by the big C. He was walking past Curry's and a sign fell on his head. I was watching TV and the announcer said there's a documentary about the clitoris on the red button, but I couldn't find it. Thank you.
Very, very good. Points there for a guy lady. Come on back. The first subject is health. Who wants to come in on that? John.
I went to get some test results from my GP the other day, and she sat me down and she said, "I'm very sorry to tell you, Mr. Robbins, but you've got gout." And I was absolutely stunned. She said, "You seem surprised to hear you've got gout." I said, "Yes, I am, because I'm not from the 17th century." She said, "The first thing you need to avoid, Mr. Robbins, is alcohol." Now, it's gutting. Because what do you replace alcohol with? I am not a doob monger. Nor do I ride the Chinese highway. By which I mean I don't take drugs. I think mainly because I don't have the vocabulary to oversee a transaction. So she says, the second thing you need to avoid, Mr. Robbins, is cheese. And I said, out loud, to a respectable GP in her late 60s, what the fuck, mate? Then she gets this serious look on her face, and she says, the third thing you need to avoid, Mr. Robbins, and this is very important, is offal. Well, I'll tell you what, if I didn't damn near spit that pig's ear clean out of my mouth. Turns out gout is actually a very serious condition, and after a lot of soul-searching, I've decided to cut offal entirely out of my diet. I'm not going to make you imagine what that's like. It's my cross, and I'll bear it. And I'll tell you how I bear it. Pissed and covered in cheese.
Well done. Thank you very much. That leaves us with James. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is moving house.
I moved house recently. Luckily. That's good, isn't it? It's fortunate. Touch and go for a second there, and that came up, and I was like, ka-ching! Jackpot! I did move house recently. Tad too drafty for my liking, my new house. Had to order a draft excluder. By post. Best way to buy a draft excluder is by post, because when they deliver it, they post it through the door, it drops through the letterbox onto the floor. Already it's paying for its own postage. Moved to West London. I used to live in South West London. Different times, I was a different person. Used to be in a gang. Big time in a gang. SW6 gang. Is our name. It's the area of London we're from, is our name, and it's what we'd shout at other gangs we didn't like much. Like, if I saw the SW5 gang, for example, we'd shout at them, SW6! That's clever. I remember once, back in the day, we're out and about, SW6 crew, taking no shit, looked across the road, we saw them, SW5 gang, and as soon as I saw them, I was cross. Shouted at them, SW6! As per. They shouted back at us, SW5! Which we expected, but it still made us angry. SW6 back at them, SW5 back at us, back and forth for ages. Until eventually, I got so overstimulated that I shouted out my entire postcode. In full, and that is why I had to move house.
Well done. Points there for James Acaster. And the first subject is health. Ed Campbell.
So, in the last 3 years, I've lost 6 stone in weight. Cheers. No, too late. A lot of audiences like to clap, they like to whoop, they like to cheer. You guys just went with staring, and that is absolutely fine. That's all right, that's fine. I think I might have made a mistake as well, because I'm not as happy now. I thought health would equal happiness. Turns out the happiest moments of my life were just me, sat on the sofa, in my pants, laughing through a mouthful of cake. I'm a more worried person now. I think, am I eating the right thing? Am I exercising enough? I went for a run the other day. I accidentally swallowed a fly. I had to Google how many calories is a fly. 6 per serving, if you're wondering. Weirdly now, I feel like an undercover fat person who's been secretly sent into the lair of the thin people to gather information on what those crazy villains are doing, and then I feed it back to the fat people. You got to feed it back. We eat anything. So I'm in there just going, what are these thin people up to? What's going on? Oh, interesting. That guy's got a packed lunch, but he's actually eating it at lunchtime. Well, I have never seen that before. He's not just made it in the morning and then eaten it on the bus on the way to work. And then bought chips at 1. That is intriguing resolve. Ah, they're using phrases I've never heard before. Things that only thin people say. I think I've got some biscuits. I'll just go and check. Who's living their life like that? Who buys biscuits and then then forgets that they exist. That is unacceptable. I'm so deep undercover, I've met the bosses of the thin mafia. People who don't even like food that much. You go, oh, no, I'm not really a food person, you know. No, it's not. It's more of a fuel, isn't it? It helps me get through the day. If you don't like food, then what are you thinking about all of the time?
Thank you very much, Ed Gamble. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is shopping.
Tricky, isn't it, when you go to buy a toaster and at the end the shop assistant says, well, what about insurance? And you don't want to, but you end up taking a hostage. Recently, I bought the autobiography of Francesco Cello, the man who invented sellotape. But I couldn't find the beginning. So, lads, if you want to confuse a girl, best thing to do is buy her a pair of chocolate shoes. So I took my cases and my clothes to Tesco, because they say they help you pack your bags. Instead, everyone was just running around going, do you want some fruit and veg? Do you want some fruit and veg? Do you want some fruit? Turns out it was one of those hypermarkets. What else can I tell you about myself? I own a small zoo and a pirate ship, although not at the same time. I didn't buy that much Lego. I mean, we think of pirates as being all smiley. It turns out they're actually all Somali.
Milton Jones. Point it out and go to Ed Gamble. And the topic is technology. Ivor.
I think our generation were a bit of a crossover generation when it came to modern technology. So, for example, I had access to computers as a teenager at my school, but not proper video games. So the video games that I played as a teenager were the ones that came free with the computers. Whew. And let me tell you what a rock and roll mid-noughties existence that was. Those long afternoons on my own spent playing Minesweeper, playing pinball, and trying to scroll down all the way to the bottom of Microsoft Excel. Not strictly a video game, but when you're lonely enough, still feels like an achievement. And I'm proud to stand here now and boast in front of you all that I've completed Excel and lived to tell the tale. I've gone where few mortals dare to tread, all the way down, all the way right. Written my name in that bottom right-hand Excel cell. I won't tell you what that cell is called, 'cause it would blow your minds. Spent a joyous moment just hovering over Control-P, just imagining the carnage. Did I have the balls? The sheer granite testes to print off the entirety of Excel on the school paper supply. I didn't in the end, but the thought experiment was enough alone. Then in my last year, we got a games console, our first group video game, Mario Kart. If you're not familiar with it, it's the greatest video game and thing of all time. Since tried intercourse, still prefer Mario Kart. In Mario Kart, you're actively encouraged to finish first. And if you do, there's no shame.
Well done, Ivor, again. OK, that leaves us with Ed. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is relationships. Where you go.
I am in a serious relationship. That's what she makes me say. Serious. I'm in a serious relationship. This is my partner. Sounds like you're in a law firm, is what it sounds like. Serious relationship. Sounds like a disease. How's your relationship? I'm sorry to say it's serious. I'm not in a serious relationship. I'm in a silly relationship. You tell me if you think this sounds like a serious relationship. The other day, me and my girlfriend were having a discussion about the Beatles. At some point during that discussion, she forgot George Harrison's name. Now, she previously knew George Harrison's name, but her brain did something to her that all of our brains do to us now and again. It just deleted a fact for no reason. And it panics you when that happens. You think, am I going mad? Am I going senile? You go on a spiral of panic and worry, and I could see she was worried. And any good boyfriend in that situation would have told her George Harrison's name, and I am a good boyfriend. But I am a better comedian. So what I chose to do in that situation was write down every guess that she took at George Harrison's name. I have memorised them, and I'm now going to recite them to you, the good people of Mock the Week. Here we go. Guess number 1. John, Paul, Ringo, John. There it is. She thought there might have been 2 Johns in the Beatles. Maybe the Beatles were a double John band. And as if we'd remember them in that order, we wouldn't go John, Paul, Ringo, John. We wouldn't bookend it with Johns. It would be John, John, Paul, Ringo, John, John, or Paul, Ringo and the Johns. She knew that was wrong immediately. I squawked in her face. Guess number 2. John, Paul, Ringo, Joseph. Hello, Joseph. What are you doing in there? I didn't realise the Beatles were a nativity-themed band. 3 guys with 60s hairdos, 1 child with a tea towel tied to his head. Again, she knew it was wrong. I was on the floor already. Then her brain gave her a little free pass, gave her a clue, gave her the surname. Thank you, brain. John, Paul, Ringo, Tony Harrison. Oh, Tony, you're not part of this conversation. Please remove yourself from the vicinity immediately. I said, you're half right. You're half right. I promise you, her next guess was Harrison Ford. Thank you very much.
Bravo, very good. Get into that round. The points go to Ed Gamble. The first subject is life stages. Who wants to come in on that? Alice.
I've got a very young kid, and one of the things I noticed about fatherhood is that it's turning me into a dad, right? I've started doing this thing that when I'm excited, I've only ever seen, usually very working-class dads do when they're excited, and I call it the clap and rub. OK, so if my mum, for instance, said, oh, I can't be bothered to cook tonight, why don't we have fish and chips? My dad, because he'll excited, will go, fish and chips? Fish and chips? and I have started doing that now, but when I'm doing it, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why am I clapping and rubbing my hands? But it's an amazing thing, the clap and rub, because it's so versatile. You can use it to display excitement about anything. So you're like, oh, I'm going out for a drink with my friend Dennis. Oh, the inquiry found me not guilty. Another thing with having a baby is I think it brought on a midlife crisis. One of the first things I did when she was born was I joined a boxing club, like a proper spit and sawdust South London boxing club. I don't want anyone to be frightened at home because I'm not hard bloke, because at my level, boxing is almost exclusively skipping. I am absolutely incredible at skipping now, but I don't know how this is going to help me in a one-on-one combat situation. I'm be walking down to Marley Way late at night and a bloke will be like, oi, give me your phone and your wallet. I'll be like, what, are you mugging me? Yeah, I'm mugging you. Yeah, you mugging me? Yeah, I'm mugging you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, try it.
Thank you very much, Alison. OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is relationships.
The other day, a woman described me as a bit of a looker. Well, voyeur was the actual word that she used. I used to go out with a parachutist with IBS, but she shat on me from a great height. One time I nearly had a threesome with my girlfriend and my best friend, and the only thing that stopped it happening was they didn't invite me. My girlfriend said she wanted to try some new condoms with something special inside to boost her pleasure. I said, oh, what's that? She said, other men. Our 4th child was called Ivy, and that's because we ran out of names and started using Roman numerals. My last girlfriend was always trying to put me down, which is just one of the hazards of going out with a vet. I tried reading a book on premature ejaculation, but I couldn't get past the opening passage. This Christmas, I'm taking the whole family to Lapland, which is great, because normally those clubs don't let kids in. I always worry when a woman sees me naked for the first time that she's just going to scream and run out the park. My girlfriend and I love watching box sets. We got 3 episodes into Orange is the New Black before finding out it wasn't about what would happen if Trump replaced Obama.
Thank you very much. Well done. Point in that round. Going to go to lady. Come back. And the first topic is health. Who wants to come out? Nish.
I had a bit of a health emergency last year. I was doing the washing up and I cut my hand. I was washing up and I pushed my hand into a glass. The glass shattered and it slashed my hand here and I had to go to hospital. And let me tell you this, the NHS staff are incredible. They're really nice to me. They're really sweet. One of them called me a brave boy. Which is good because I was being one, so I don't know what you're laughing at, OK? I'm the one with the badge. Anyway, before I did that, I did something which I probably regret doing. I called NHS 111. Now, if you don't know what this service is, it's a service the government has brought in to replace NHS Direct. So if you have a non-life-threatening emergency, you're supposed to dial 111 on your phones. Now, I'm sure that these people are very nice, but based on my experience, they have proportionately less skill than their numerical value compared to 999, because it was the blind leading the blind. At one point, she said, "How is the blood?" And I said, "Red," because I had no idea. Then she said, "Is there a lot of blood?" I said, "Yes," because there was a lot of blood. And she said, "Is there enough to fill a mug?" I've got no idea. I don't wish to brag. I have a lot of different mug sizes in my house. Also, while this was happening, I was just panicking. I wasn't decanting the blood in the hope it would be poured back into my body at a later date. Then she said, "Is the blood flowing or oozing?" I said, "I have no idea what the difference is between those two things is." And she said, "Oh, there's a difference." And I was like, "I'm not getting into a semantic debate with you while blood is gushing out of my hand." And she just went, "Gushing, thank you very much."
Well done, Nish, come on. OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. And the topic is transport.
When I was at school, my bike was smashed up. It was my own fault, really. I just handed out leaflets saying, "Bullying, let's break the cycle." "We've been over this again and again and again," said my driving instructor, pointing to the badger. Apparently, there is actually a road in the north of England called Quality Street. And there's only one person living in it, and he's both Turkish and delightful. Tricky, isn't it, if you're both a moth and a sea captain? In charge of a ship. But up ahead, you see a lighthouse. You know you shouldn't. Toilets in trains are rubbish, aren't they? Especially the one right at the front, and the bloke in there gets so cross.
The points go to Nish. Come on back. And the topic is home life. Who wants to come in that?
So, my girlfriend went away for 4 weeks to Australia, and in the run-up to her going away, she was very concerned about how we'd cope. I sort of less worried about that. I'll be honest with you, what I was mainly thinking in the run-up to my girlfriend going to Australia for 4 weeks was... Ray! Lads! Down the pub! That's a pint glass, by the way. Turns out they've moved on. Their girlfriends aren't away, their kids exist. And my flat is now just turned into a blank, grief-walled cell of despair because I see it without my girlfriend in it for the first time. And so my mind just begins to fill with all the everyday things that lose their magic without her, because that's what I think love is. It's a domestic thing. The other day, she was emptying the bin, and I knew it was going to split because she doesn't buy heavy-duty bin bags because she doesn't listen to me. She's lifting out the bin, and I can see the main sort of bulk of the refuse is staying there. Meanwhile, the bag itself is just stretching, getting clearer and clearer till it's little more than a shadow. And I think, well, that bag is going to split, but I can't tell her because I've learned. I hear this shrill cry. It's a sound that I've not heard my girlfriend make before, because I'm not much in the bedroom. And I thought, well, that bin bag split, hasn't it? Time to go and lighten the atmos with a few choice quips about why we use heavy-duty bin bags.
John Robbins! OK, that leaves us with James. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is cinema. Where you go?
Speaking of the cinema, Sarah Pascoe's an idiot. Love going to the cinema. My favourite film I ever saw at the cinema was the Eddie Redmayne classic, The Theory of Everything. I loved it. It should have been called Look Who's Hawking. That's my only criticism. Nobody's perfect. Worst part of going to the cinema is other people. Easily. I'm sitting there. King of the Jerks is behind me. This really angry man. Had a go at me at one point because I was snacking. Get over yourself, Grandad. I'll do what I like. In his defence, I was eating a big bag of fortune cookies. Cracking them open, reading them out loud. It was disruptive. It was disruptive. End of this film, man behind me goes, ugh, that's 2 hours of my life I'm not getting back. I thought, oh, got some bad news for this guy. Every hour of your life. Now you're never getting back. They're gone forever. Time is not refundable. Death is the end. And I know that because 5 minutes earlier, I'd read it in a fortune cookie.
Thank you very much, James A. Carter. Then the points go to John Robbins. Next subject is health. Can I have somebody in that? Andy Parsons.
That's one hell of a gingerbread man, isn't it? According to my doctor, she was saying that I've got an underactive thyroid. She said one of the symptoms of this was lifeless hair. I said I may have had this for a while. Doctor said I was borderline overweight. I said, surely that also means I'm borderline ideal. She said apparently they're using testosterone injections in men to help them control their weight. And I was guessing, you know, if you are full of testosterone, you know, chances are if you do see a donut, you'll rather more try and shag it than eat it. And apparently bald people, what they're saying in new research is that bald people aren't in fact bald, their hair is just sleeping. Which is definitely going to come as a shock when Wayne Rooney's hair wakes up and finds somebody else just moved in.
Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. OK, let's spin the wheel again. The next subject is parties. Who wants to come in? Josh Whittaker.
Looks like an exciting party, doesn't it? I got invited recently to a thing called a traffic lights party. I don't know if you've been invited to one of these. What it is, if you haven't been, it's a party for single people, and it is the bleakest thing humanity has ever done. It's a party where you go wearing the colour of a traffic light, depending on your availability to sleep with a stranger. So you wear red if you're not available, orange if it's a maybe, and green if you have absolutely no self-respect at all. I didn't go because I'm a driver, I know how traffic lights work, I know how that party's going to end. It's going to end with one girl stood in green, and then a queue of men with me at the back, slowly pushing forward, going, please be still green when I get there. Please be still green when I get there. Also, I'm a driver, I've driven with people. When they see orange, they'll just go, well, that's essentially green if I go out fast enough, isn't it? Who is wearing red to a traffic light party? If you're wearing red, you do not need to go to a traffic light party. What are your other options? Turning up at A&E and going, no, I'm fine, I just want to watch the carnage of others. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, well done, Josh. So that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. Topic is history.
(348 BC). The breakfast cereal Frosties is invented by Alexander the Great. 303 AD. St. George slays the dragon with his new invention, the sword. The other dragons offer him all the money for 20% of the company. 1896. H.G. Wells publishes the book The Time Machine. 1897, H.G. Wells writes the book The Time Machine. 2400 BC. The Chinese merchant Zhang Zhou, the man who discovered gunpowder, is buried on the outskirts of Peking, western Shanghai, and parts of Nepal. 1571. You have no new messages. And finally, 3642 AD. H.G. Wells is born.
Thank you very much. Well done. Points there for Milton Jones. The first subject is showbiz. Who wants to come in on that? Miles Job.
Well, what can I tell you about show business? Almost nothing. No, in fact it's very nice to see an audience. To be perfectly honest, that's not always been the case. I remember doing a gig about 12 years ago in Edinburgh. I was doing a gig one night, and there was one person in the audience. The entire audience was made up of one person, right? And in those days, I was in a double act, right? Now, if you're in an opera or something and you and the orchestra outnumber the audience, there is possibly some dignity involved. If you're in a double act and you outnumber the audience, that is pretty much the bleakest thing that can happen, right? But we went for it because we were young and keen. Jupp and George, we were called. He's a policeman now, no longer allowed to be amusing. We were going for it. It was actually going all right, but after about 5 minutes, the audience. He put his hand up, and we said, you know, what is it, Joe? He said, I'm really sorry to do this to you, but I have to go to the lavatory. We had to wait for him to come back.
All right, let's spin the wheel again. Next subject is nightclubs. Who wants to come in on that? Nathan.
Yes, so, nightclubs. I've got to a stage in my life now where I'm not kind of a fan of nightclubs anymore. Like, little things about nightclubs annoy me, like nightclub bouncers, for example. You know, you get those big, massive guys who take their job a bit too seriously, you know. They stand out in front and go, no, you can't come in, you can't come in, yeah? I said so, yeah? I'm here because I'm the boss, all right? I'm here because I'm the boss. It's like, no, you're here because you haven't got any qualifications, man. Don't get it twisted. Of course, I don't say that to his face, because I'm not dumb, you know. I've got qualifications. The biggest reason, though, why I don't like nightclubs is because I don't operate well in nightclubs. Like, you know, like approaching women, for example. Like, I've got something in me that in nightclubs doesn't work. It's called manners. One time I was doing this gig, right? It was this out-of-town gig. I was staying over for the night, so I thought, you know what, I'll go to a nightclub, you know, check out the local nightlife. I'm in the club, I see this nice girl, very attractive, so I thought, OK, you know what, I'll approach her, right? So I walked up to her and went, hey, how you doing, you all right? You having a good night? And she went, idiot, though, you're trying to shut me up, yeah? Get me rotted, face, what are you doing, man? I'm like, well, I'm going to talk to you, man. Get me rotted, face, idiot. I was like, what the hell? Listen, look, calm down. Look, firstly, all I did was say hello, trying to make polite conversation. And secondly, you're a white girl in a nightclub in Cornwall.
Thank you very much, Nathan. So that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And relationships.
Oh, sorry. That does actually look like me and my girlfriend. So that's apparently, in Norfolk, the marriage guidance service is called Related. My girlfriend says I'm not very romantic. The other day we were kissing on the sofa. She said, how about we take this into the bedroom? I said, OK, you get the other end. When she suggested we try playing doctors and nurses, I was really hoping for something sexier than being left in a corridor for 2 days. My girlfriend and I are trying for a baby. Her mom's agreed to help out, just till I get hard. She's going to see that on telly as well, and that's terrible. They always say you'll find the love of your life when you're not really looking, which was true, but by then I'd run her over. I've been trying to persuade my girlfriend to sexually stimulate me with her keyring, but she just keeps fobbing me off, so... When I heard you could now be a sperm donor by post, I came in a jiffy. I went to a swingers club. The doorman goes, it's £15 to get in, or you can pay £20. That includes a meal. I paid £20. I went in. This oiled, naked guy comes up to me and goes, hello, my name's Emil. I once had a one-night stand and I didn't get an erection. That isn't cool. Luckily, the woman I was with was really understanding and she just said, don't worry, that used to happen to me. Thank you.
Well done. Aim that round. Points going to go to the lady. Come on back. The first subject is parenting. Who wants to come in on that? Avivada.
I'm a parent, and no one ever actually prepares you properly for being a parent. They give you some books about what's going to happen to your body, how the baby's going to grow. When I find out nowadays if any of my friends are actually going to have a child, the only book I give them is We Need to Talk About Kevin. Because I'm not going to lie to you, it hasn't really worked out for me. I can kind of tell how old people's kids are by the enthusiasm in their answer if you ask if they've got kids. Because if they go, yeah, I've got kids, you can tell the kids are still quite young. They haven't had time for the hate to really kick in. No. So having a daughter and having a son, I've actually worked out why you men are so messed up. And what it is, right, is because my son, he talks quite a lot. He rabbits on a lot. And the other day he was going, Mum, Mum, and I just went, shut up, or else I'll knock you out. And he turned round to me and he went, Mum, I'd like to see you try. So I tried. I had to see if the joke would work. And I realised, because my son, he's the same height as me now, he plays county-level rugby, he's actually stronger than me. And I realised, gosh, I actually can't physically hurt this boy. So I sat there and I thought about it, and it was at that point I realised, oh, my gosh, I'm going to have to mess him up psychologically. And that is what we do.
Thank you very much, Dara. OK, the next subject, please. Let's spin the wheel. Next subject is science. Who wants to come in that? Chris Harrison.
I'll tell you the problem with science, right? The problem with science is it refuses to speak the language of those of us who don't understand science, right? Even when it's the job of science to be talking to us numpties, it can't bring itself to speak as we do. Pick up a packet of paracetamol, right? Look at the instructions on the back of that. It says, for the treatment of neuralgia, fibrositis, muscular, whatever. We don't talk like that. If that talked anything like us, that would say, for the treatment of the worst headache I've ever had in my life. A pain in my side, I'm sure actually is cancer this time. My wife's had to help me out of the car. It's coming out of both ends like someone's hit a pan of chocolat with a mallet. That is how we talk, right? But it doesn't. We can't tell what's actually science and what is some hokey nonsense dressed up as science to, you know, entice us in. That's why cosmetics companies, whenever they bring out a new thickness of goop, right, they give it a kind of sciencey name so we'll be all dazzled. Nivea D-N-Age. O-F off. Right? Avon's new cream is called a Nugenics. What? And eugenics, right? That's been through marketing, that's been through focus groups, design. Did nobody at any point go, and eugenics? You don't think that sounds a bit Third Reich-y, maybe? What next? New pro-genocide, now with anti-Semitox. Sandra, can I borrow your ethnic cleanser?
Well done, Chris Hanson. And that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is the USA.
So I've just come back from America, apparently. While I was there, I saw one of those very, 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 very large Americans. He said he fitted kitchens. I said, I bet you don't. I went up to this girl. I said, what's your name? She said, Chantal. I said, well, if you're not going to tell me your name... I said, what do you do for a living? She said, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. I said, I hope you're not a travel agent. When I was in America, I bought tickets for the Bears versus the Cowboys. Bit of a disappointment. I want to see Bears versus Cowboys. So then I bought tickets for the Giants versus the Jets. Another missed opportunity. And I bought tickets for the Packers versus the Dolphins. Get in the box, get in the box.
Thank you very much. Points for everyone there. Let's all sit back, come on. First subject is the North-South divide. How?
The North-South divide, yes. I believe we should build a wall and make it official. I do. Obviously, you know, Northerners can build it. Well, pay for it. But it's all built on stereotypes. The assumptions are all... It's all built on stereotypes. Like, I have relatives in Grimsby who come to London and look for London to fulfil its stereotype. So they walk round going, oh, it's so unfriendly, no one chats to each other. And I say to them, why this constant need to chat? In Grimsby. I said to them, there was a little less chat and a bit more reading. Grimsby could be a cultural and economic superpower, it really could. But the assumption is ridiculous, though. The assumption that everybody down south is rich is unfair. Like London, yes, very wealthy city. It's also got the biggest concentration of poverty in the UK is in London. That's a fact. Not me, thank God. God, no. Don't be silly. No. This goes tits up, mummy bails me out. But, See, maybe that's why I've got a thing about this, because I am from a very middle-class southern family, and I am a bit of a middle-class southern twat. You know, we're one of those families that meet and everything is lovely. It's like, how are you? Are you well? Yes, I'm lovely. Are you lovely? I'm lovely too. But we're not really lovely. We can't do confrontation, the middle classes. That's why you never see us on the Jeremy Kyle show. Ever. She's sleeping with your best mate! Well, obviously, I'm not happy about it, Jeremy. It'd be rubbish, wouldn't it? They're having a baby, she stole money off you to buy drugs. She is a bit of a character, isn't she?
Thank you very much, Hal. Well done. Now we're left with Josh. Let's see what you have. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is the home. Josh Whittaker.
My flatmate is kind of filling our kitchen full of all the kind of pointless things my mum has in her home now. I don't know if you've got... We've just got this tea bag saucer, the saucer for tea bags. It's a very useful item. If you haven't got it, what it is, it's a saucer that you keep halfway between your kettle and your bin. It's basically for when you make a cup of tea and then you get the tea bag, look across at the bin and go... I mean, that's a journey, isn't it? I mean, that's 3 or 4 yards. I mean, I need a stop-off. That's like driving to Leeds. I could drive timeless. Then you walk halfway, put your tea bag down, go back, pick up your cup of tea and walk past the bin and out the kitchen. All we've done is create a kind of tea bag death row. That's all we've done. We've got our tea bag sauce on our breakfast bar. If you haven't got a breakfast bar, what it is, it's an extra yard of sideboard. And it's for eating your breakfast. It's when you wake up in the morning, you want to eat your breakfast, but you think, bloody hell, it's too early for a table, isn't it? I mean, I can't handle one of them until lunchtime. I mean, what I want is something slightly higher and less comfortable. That's what I'm looking for here. There's one thing I don't want to eat at 8 a.m. It's a bar. That is the reason I feel so shit in the first place.
Well done to both of you. At the end of that